I love this song. Welcome to Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. We're starting our series. It is Monday, No More Mystery Monday, as we will have a series Monday to Thursday, DeFi Friday. Saturday we'll do the 5th episode, and of course we have the Sunday check-in. I'm not sure what Saturday is going to be. Anyway, shout out to everybody who's here. What's up, Camsta, Blues Guy, Melissa in the house. Thank you for everybody who's showing up. It's going to be another great stream. I will be with you in just a moment. All right, let's go. Bam. Welcome to my channel. the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show, and I am excited. I'm ready to kick this one off with you guys. Let me get centered in my camera here. So we're on the bubbles. How's everybody feeling out there in crypto right now? Man, is it nice to have a little bit of bullish sentiment in the air? It's what we've all waited for. Everybody talked about Pumptober and the Christmas Santa rally, and we didn't see none of that. But I hope that those people out there holding for the 4-year cycle went ahead and held a little longer, because right now we're starting to make some moves. It'd be better to sell now than it was a month ago, and we're going to see where this takes us. The 4-year cycle, is it completely broken? It looks like it at this point. We're at least going to have to amend it. Is this an anomaly? We're not sure. Anyways, XRP up 12% from $2.11 to, call it $2.40, and we're still chilling at $2.39 right now, up 12% on the day, 30% on the week, 29.4, but come on, we'll round up, and 17% on the month. What else do we got here? MYX, which has been pumping for a few days here, down 20%, still up 37.4% on the week. Yes, we're on crypto bubbles. These are all by market cap. This is 1 through 100. We will drop down another 100 in a minute. SWE, I love to see SWE pumping 14.2%. These are the coins that are strong in crypto, in my opinion. The ones that bounce back quick. As soon as we get some bullish sentiment, people go and scoop them up. As they can see, the tides have changed. That tells me there's a lot of strength in those coins. Virtual, Render, ADA even. What is ADA up to? Went up to 43 cents. All right, still chilling at a very high 42 cents, 0.429, so practically 43 cents. Let's drop down another 100 and see what there is to see. XCN, this Onyx coin, we've talked about it before. Pippin losing 33%. Zebekin up 16.9%. I know Bankroll's happy. Somebody go tell Bankroll that we are alive. Shout out to Bankroll and everything that he does in the chat, or in the Discord, in his own tab, and in the Hangout. He is very active. River 24.3% up today, when it's high as $25. It's down to $16.50, so it had a pretty hard pullback. BTT, I haven't seen this thing move in a while. I used to have some of it on an exchange that went down, and I don't know if I ever rebought it. I feel like I did, though. I feel like I did buy some of that. All right, now let's drop down another 100, as we usually only go to the 200 to 300. Deep Book, I love to see Deep Book pumping. I have me a bag of that, 16.3%. What else do we got? Oh, this AI companion. I'm not bullish on this, but I know there are lots of people out there lonely enough to need an AI companion. Grass up 11.5%. Grass is something I actually want to bring back on the radar. I want to talk about a little bit today. Because I've been, using Grass for quite some time. You just let it run in the background. You just let it use your unused bandwidth, your internet when you're not using it. It's resources for AI, and they're slowly building, and they seem like they're just continuing on. I'm going to talk about it a little bit more. There is an affiliate link in the description if that's something that you think you might want to do. Maybe a way to get some, some gains out of your internet you already pay for, right? Camsta says it's awesome. Not sure to do when it pumps. Not used to this side of the coin. What coin is he talking about? Poor Mel stuck at work. Yeah, she said she wouldn't be here with us today. It is a shame for sure. All right, guys, let's hop into our price rundown that we always do to kick things off and let people trickle in. 93,974, call it 94,000 for Bitcoin, which is up 7.8% on the last 7 days, on the week, if you will. That is really good for Bitcoin, a 7.8% move. It is just up and to the right now, if you look at this 7-day chart over here. Ethereum, 3,230. It's up 9.9% in the week, so that's awesome. Almost 10% on the week. Hopefully we can hold from here and get some more gains, maybe a little sideways action or something to accumulate consolidation, if you will. XRP, $2.38. Love to see it up 28.5% in the last 7 days. BNB back above $908 to be specific, and it is 6.8% in the last 7 days. Then we have Solana $138, 12% in the last 7 days. Dogecoin 15 cents, back to 15 cents, where we hung out for a while as it held that level while everything else was dropping before it finally eventually did drop too. It is up 24% in the last 7 days, so it looks like we're having a pretty good week for altcoins right now. Pretty much could have bought anything a week ago and you should be up something, right? All right, talking about Green Day's start web trading during the bear market. Yeah, exactly. He's not used to it. Solana. He says Cardano, 42 cents, up 20% in the week. And get past these wrapped assets and stable coins. Chainlink, $13.90, up 12.5%. I would say right now, if your coin is not getting any pump, there may be some issues. Zcash was everybody's favorite while everything else was down, and see the reverse. Now it is at $502, but it's down 6.7% while everything is getting a nice pump. XLM up 16.8%. Monero $441, up 2.1%. Sui $1.96, up 37%. I love to see that as I have a bag of Sui. Hyperliquid, $26.72, 3% up on the last 7 days. Avalanche, $14.61, up 17.5% in the last 7 days. HBAR, 13 cents, about the same, 17.3% in the last week. 14 cents for Canton. Blues Guy should be happy. It's up 11.2%. Shout out to Blues Guy for all that he does as well. We had a lot of fun today recording some videos about Flare and the ecosystem, Spark Deck, stuff like that. And so just want to shout him out. Bankroll in the house saying, yo, brother. Welcome in. Thanks for joining us. And let's go see where Flare's at, as that is kind of a crowd favorite here. Not back in the top 100, but let's see. I think it was at 106 the last time that I saw it. Wrapped Flare is 120. Did I miss it? Wow, how far did Flare fall? Might be a good time to scoop some of this. Did I miss it? You know what? I wonder if it was in the top 100 and I missed it. Because I bet you that's what happened. Render. Oh, Flare. Number 100. I swear that was not there a second ago. It just updated. So Flare back in the top 100. Love to see that. Filecoin up 21.3%. I do have some Filecoin. Official Trump. I don't own any of this coin. 13.8%. And let's go ahead and move on. Let's take a look at what's trending right now, because it should be a little more interesting right this second to see what is trending. All right, lighter, of course. It was up to, well, I don't know what it ran up to. When I looked at it earlier, I did a reel. Thank you for everybody who liked that reel and commented on it and all of that stuff. Lighter was up to at least $3.08. Let's see how high it went. Yep, $3.08. Looks like it was kind of its top there. And it's pulled back the slightest bit, up 11.4% in the last 24 hours. XRP, we already talked about. SWI. Bitcoin, of course, trending. Virtual protocol looking pretty strong. I mean, it's up 60% in the last 7 days. Pudgy Penguin's up 50% in the last 7 days. Pepe up 71% in the last 7 days. Ethereum, we talked about. Render doing 74%. I mean, a lot of things up. Monad, I hope Melissa is up on Monad right now, up 31.8%. Canton Network, can't leave that out. Blues Guys got a little bit of a bag of that, up 11%. XPL Plasma, this token came out a while ago. Still relatively new though, and it's up 22.3% in the last 7 days. It seems to have its own little ecosystem and its own little following. Bonk, Zcash, Arbitrum. We don't see anything there that we don't already know about. Now, the Fear and Greed Index did get a pretty big pump, which was pretty cool, right? So the Fear and Greed Index is up to 44, almost into that yellow zone. Now, one thing that I don't really want to see is us move from the yellow zone into the green or extreme greed like really fast. We will kind of want a slow, steady upward movement, small pullbacks, slightly bigger pumps as we run our way up, and then that go on for weeks and weeks and weeks, months and months, to really get to the highs that everybody's looking for a lot of our altcoins and Bitcoin. What is going on in my chat right now? Shout out to all the Undergroundians. Thank you for being here, everybody. Smash that like button, subscribe. There is a free Discord where we all hang out during the day, and you can get a hold of me when I'm not streaming if you have a question. I never give financial advice. That link is in the description, but also in the chat it is linked. All right. What do we got going on here? 250 was the entry on Lit. Nice. Good job, Bankroll. I thought it was going to come a bit lower. Yeah, I tend to like maybe buy a tiny bit, and then if it goes lower, then I can get up a little bit. Blues Guy says he's up on Flare. I don't doubt that at all. And he says he sold all of his Canton network. Nice. Wow, Flare 2. I need to start getting bags. If Lev Trade goes well, I will collect them all. Oh, he's going Pokemon on everybody. Crypto Keep, sorry for being out for a long time. What's up, Crypto Keep? You know we love you here. Thank you for being back. I love to see names in the chat returning to the channel, because it tells me that there was something here that they enjoyed that we did. All right, this is Chainers. That was something that we played around with for DeFi Friday. Had a lot of fun this last DeFi Friday, and this is Chainers for anybody who doesn't know. It's basically the main stake of the thing is you grow these little vegetables and stuff. They have a bunch of like mini games, and you can, you know, grow them, and then you come over here to the little stand, and you have the CFB, which is like their own little in-game token, Pol and BNB, right? And they don't give you a crazy amount. You hit all, hit sell, takes a second to process, and you just kind of, I guess you're farming small amounts of BNB, but I'll take it. You know, it's, what am I doing? What did that take? 2 seconds for me to do? Anyways, back to what we were doing here. And I love to see the Fear and Greed Index up to 44. That is pretty awesome. All right, so what do we got trending over on Crypto Rank? Top 20 coins searched in the last 7 days, and the top 20 most visited coins in the last 7 days. Very similar, but slightly different. First, Blum. I want to call it Bloom, but I'm pretty sure it's Blum. We did go over this coin. It's up 52% in the last 7 days. We'll probably touch on it again today. We have Pod, which seems to be a very new project, no token generation event. When there's no price, no market cap, and nothing for the last 7 days, pretty good sign that the token hasn't generated, what they call TGE, a token generation event. But what else do we have here? We got Kronos, Pax Gold, Bitcoin, Pi Network, Athena, Global Dollar, it's a stable coin, Mantle, that's a financial, infrastructure type of coin there. Cosmos Hub, Monero, which is a privacy coin, Pol, a layer 2 for Ethereum, Sui is a layer 1, not private contracts, sorry, what do you call it? Smart contracts. I don't know why that escaped me there for a minute. I'm trying to go too fast. Cardano, ICP, Quant, the official Trump coin, and Bonk. None of those are really new except for maybe these top 3. So we'll touch on those. And then, of course, the 20 most visited in the last 7 days. You've got Lighter. Not surprised to see that thing is getting a lot of visits. This OOOO. I never know what to call it, but we'll touch on it, at least tell you what it is. Brevis. Another new one on the radar we did go over. We'll touch on what they are. Architect, Cascade. I don't know what this JGGL. I'm just kind of introducing these, and we're going to take a minute to go back and look at stuff, right? Canton Network, Zama, new on the radar. Kango, or Congo, I guess it would be. Somebody told me that Kango is a KRC20 coin in the Caspa ecosystem, but that's different. It starts with a K. And then we have this DePinism, like DePin, decentralized infrastructure. Do you know all the little lingo? Do you know all the little names that go along with crypto? We're all about raising your crypto IQ. I have a whole, crypto IQ raising event where we go over a subject, a topic, and we try to raise your crypto IQ. I hope that in the long run, it can make you understand the way crypto works and maybe even make you a better speculator, but never financial advice. All right, let's start with Bloom. Or Blum. Like I said, I want to call it Bloom. Blum is a trading app for buying and trading any coin in the market. I don't think we need to read all of that. That's more of like It's just a decentralized exchange, basically. 2 million in market cap, been as high as 19 million. You can see how far it's really fallen here. The 8th of July 2025 is when the token generation event happened. I like to, the way that you'll see the pattern in the way that I run down these coins when we go over them. First we go to the Twitter. I just want to see what kind of attention they are getting. We look at their followers, which this one kind of blew me away a little bit. 4.9 million followers, right? Pin posts has 236,000 impressions. Usually 236,000 impressions is pretty good, but in comparison, in ratio to 4.9 million, not so hot. And if you scroll down just through a lot of their posts, I mean, with 4.9 million, I'd like to see, you know, 400 to 600,000 impressions on most posts, and you're just not even close. You're not even in the ballpark. I'm not really sure what they did, and I'm not trying to, you know, insinuate anything, but how do you get 4.9 million followers and then you don't really get a lot of interaction? I don't know. 5,700 posts, so they've been posting, they've been at this for a while, and maybe that's why they have so many followers. Anyways, that's kind of the attention report on Blum. Let's go look at their website and see what they got cooking. So you can launch perps, they have a meme pad, a launch pad, and then they have a trading bot. Maybe people are really bullish on the trading bot. I'm not exactly sure. Let's launch the perps though and take a look at this. Let me know if I'm going too fast for you right now. Okay, this is all on Telegram. So you have to go to Telegram to look at this stuff. I'm not going to launch Telegram right now. I hope you understand what this coin is, as there are many, many coins right now, projects I should say, that are doing this same thing. Perpetual contracts and, you know, having a launch pad in it is helpful. They call it a meme pad, so it's very specifically for memes, not maybe necessarily very serious project. So under the frequent questions, there's what is Blum? Blum is a leading crypto ecosystem built with Telegram. So think ton ecosystem with simple access to crypto trading requiring no seed phrase, extensions, or bridges. Plum offers spot trading in perpetual futures, 24 plus assets, including Bitcoin, Ethereum, Sol, Ton, Aster, Hype, you know, Pumped Out Fund, and altcoins with up to 100x leverage. And that pretty much tells you what it is, right? And we've gone over this coin, so I'm not going to spend a crazy amount of time on it right this second. Let's go back because I think there's some newer coins for us to look at. All right, what is going on in this chat as it is just running? You guys keeping that chat running is feeding people into the algorithm. I love to see that. If you see any new people hop in here, welcome them in and remind them that, you know, we have a free Discord and to smash the like button. No, I didn't get it. Wish it was 250. I enjoyed each and every one here and just loved the group, but the time difference didn't help at all. Plus, I was busy with some personal stuff, but I'm back. Hey, we totally understand there's always a lot going on in people's lives. So, Crypto Keep, the fact that you came back at all to say hello, it's important to me. You know, it seems like a small thing, but it means a lot to me. Blues Guy with the super chat, and we recently got super chats for anybody who didn't know. Thank you very much. He says, many thanks for your hard work, gratitude, brother. I'm gonna have to hit like on that one. Thank you very much, man. I'm gonna keep grinding it out. Thank you for all of your participation and your work. We have some cool things coming. Blues Guy even recorded some videos that we're gonna put on the channel, and it's gonna be a lot of fun just incorporating him into, you know, into the channel. And Bankroll and a few other people. You know, if you have a passion within crypto and there's something you like want to go over and stuff like that, just let me know and we can kind of collab and do some videos together. It's a lot of fun. We're all about looking for people who have some kind of specific passion in crypto. 10 million raised for Pod. Now, what is Pod? Pod is a layer 1 network, but there's a lot of layer 1 networks right now, correct? So why should anybody care about this? Why should I care about Pod when I have Sui? Why should I care about Pod when I have Solana? In my opinion, if you're launching a layer 1 network right now, you need to be niched out. You need to have a purpose. So let's see what it is. What if Web3 was as fast and simple as a Google search? Well, we've talked a lot about building, not personally, but projects with intent-based ideas, basically building the ChatGPT of crypto. It's got 15.8 thousand followers. Pin post is from December 12th. Looks like some kind of interview or podcast that they were doing. It's kind of cool. These little podcasts can be a good way to kind of get to know what the heck they're talking about and if they are serious, right? But only has 2.6 thousand in ratio to their followers, it's actually pretty good. So I would say kind of up and coming. I wouldn't be too hard on them, but definitely newer, right? They haven't been posting for a long time and building up this extensive level of attention. All right, to the website. You know I can be a hard critic of a website. Right off the bat, I do like that I can switch to dark mode. That helps. They get points for that. But it does look very simple. Not a lot of fun graphics to look at or anything like that. So what if Web3 was as fast and simple as a Google search? Blockchain promises you the utopia of democratic internet. Your identity, asset, and network would be yours. Nobody could take them from you. Well, where is it? Blockchains are busy, but with little substance and no value to you. Hollow shells. Shots fired. You know, they are definitely coming hard at the space right there. They better deliver. In my opinion, it's easy to say this stuff, but when you're going to say all that, you better deliver something. There are a ton of blockchain developers eager to build applications with seamless user experience. See, seamless user experience tied with UX. You'll see UX in a lot of things. That's what that means, user experience. To solve real problems. Maybe that's you. But there is a massive burden in the current infrastructure. It's slow, expensive, and breaks down whenever hit with real traffic. You can't build atop this. The next generation of democratic internet doesn't have to be slow and complex. So they act as if they have some kind of much quicker, faster infrastructure for crypto. And then at the bottom, you know, it's just like we're hiring, build now. So it looks like they're still very much looking for people. But they have raised $10 million, which says, you know, what, when they go to VCs and people, what are they presenting to them? You know what I mean? What are they showing them to say, hey, we have something? Because those VCs have heard every clever word salad, every clever pitch that you could possibly think of. They've been burned many times, and they get smarter and smarter as they go. And so they're not going to just throw their money recklessly around most of the time. Only the new guys do that, right? So then we have chainers. I showed chainers what the game actually looks like, how I'm farming small amounts of, you know, BNB or pull if I wanted to, although I haven't tried to get any pull. I'm just going to stick to one because you do get relatively small amounts of stuff, and you could build yourself up as you go and invest. I tend to stay away from investing too much in those because they can be gone in a blink of an eye. Anyways, Chainers is a multi-journ Web3 game universe where every quest, battle, and creation builds real value. And let's see how much attention they're getting over on Twitter. We look at so many tokens, I don't always exactly remember. 168.7 thousand followers, pretty decent. It's teamed up with Immutable X, which is a good project as far as I know. 8.4 thousand followers from January 4th. That's literally yesterday. All right. Freaking deep dive is running deep. Hey, love that. Best group in crypto, we family here, everybody eats, exactly. And I'm going to keep that, you know, state of mind as we move forward. No matter how big we get, you know, there will always at least be a core group of people who are crypto family, and we'll see who wants to join and really be family with us. So those were the three in the top trending over here on Crypto Rank that I wanted to look at on your 20 coins searched in the last 7 days. Let's move over to the 20 most visited coins in the last 7 days. So Lighter, I don't really think we need to go over Lighter. I will touch on this 4.0. I think this is what I'm gonna call it, 4.0. Because what else do you call it? Oh, is that what we're doing? No, I'm not doing that. 4.0 is a modular omni-chain interoperable protocol supporting the Bitcoin ecosystem. Here's the takeaway in my opinion, Bitcoin ecosystem. And I've said a lot of things about Bitcoin DeFi. I'm not against it. I understand why they want to unlock so much liquidity and move it around. I've said how I don't think most people holding Bitcoin, they wanted a digital gold. They wanted a digital store of value that increases over time. Most people holding Bitcoin are playing a much longer game. They're expecting it to be, you know, $1 million of Bitcoin 10 years from now. And why would they want to unlock it and move around and take unnecessary risk with their Bitcoin, right? And that's why I think Bitcoin DeFi is a little hard to get off the ground, because you got to find people who really want to be involved with those ecosystems. Now, it came out the 30th of December this year, or last year actually now. Sorry, 2025. Got to remember it's 2026 now. 1.6 million, very small market cap. I personally gotta say that I don't get super excited about this Bitcoin DeFi stuff anymore. I've been there, done that. 96.2 thousand followers. Pin post is from December 29th, and it's about an airdrop. So it usually airdrop posts get a little bit more attention, especially when they have to do with Binance Alpha points. 64,000 impressions, good ratio for how many followers they have. So I can't really harp on them there. Let's go take a look at the website. So Webnight. Whoo, trying to go too fast. AI, OmniNet. Intelligent automation for cross-chain intents powered by 4.0. So intents is like you give us your intention and we will, as an agentic network or as an AI, figure out how to best do it, and then we'll just spit out the result for you, and you don't really need to know how any of it works, also known as chain abstraction, wallet abstraction, or just the term abstraction you'll see a lot. So intents and abstraction and AI really just fit together like a glove. So it says AI OmniNet is an AI-driven full-spectrum collaboration that breaks down the barrier between multi-chain, multi-protocol, and multi-application environments. So what they're really saying here is interoperability. Now that could be a scary word that could really make you feel like, I don't know what that is, space is too technical, it's a bunch of devs and geeks, I don't know if I can hang. It just means things that work together. You're going to see a lot. One of the biggest things to raising your crypto IQ, in my opinion, is just learning the definitions and some of the words. And once you do that, they won't intimidate you. They won't scare you so much, right? And will help you along in that journey. Bankroll says he's milking Zbekin right now. Hey, more power to you. Moving take profit and stop loss up and getting more gains. Clever. Have you ever tried a Bankroll? Have you ever tried a trailing stop loss? Have you ever looked into that? I love trailing stop loss. Made trade, haven't closed yet. We getting to at 0.003, but we still going. Nice. All right, so you get what this is, right? Do anybody not understand what this quadruple O is? Hopefully I explained it well to you. And let's move on to the next one. There's plenty of projects to look at here. What is Brevis? Chilling at 43 cents, we have Brevis. Brevis is currently trading on the pre-market. Please proceed with caution and do your own research. That's a nice little tag they have there. So it says Brevis is a ZK, zero knowledge, compressor or computation network designed to improve blockchain scalability using ZK proofs. You'll see ZK proofs, ZK rollups. ZK stands for zero knowledge. And it's a matter of validating things, you know, proving that they're real without really knowing a whole lot about it. It's a very technical thing, but that's the gist of it. Let's see how much attention they're getting over here. Oh, he's saying, please. No, I was reading about it. Explain it to me, please. If BTC bounces, the backend will keep going higher. Okay, so Bankroll, I'm just going to break this down for you real quick before we talk about Brevis. A trailing stop loss, to the best of my knowledge and understanding, is you have your stop loss, right? And as price goes up, one of the methods a lot of people use is they move their stop loss up. You can set your trailing stop loss at a certain percentage, right? And so say you set your stop loss at 10%. And your trade moves up 15%, like you're 15% up in profit, well, then it's going to move up 5% so that it's always, that way your stop loss is always moving up with your gains to the percentage that you gave it. So it's always 10% away from the highest price action. Makes sense? So that when price turns around and eventually dips on you, it will hit your stop loss. So it doesn't, your stop loss is not going to move down when price goes down, because at that point, there would be no point in having a stop loss at all, right? So it moves up as price action moves up, locking in gains, and then when price turns around and dips on you, it's going to stop you out. But it keeps you from having to babysit the trade. It keeps you from having to sit there and keep moving your stop loss, right? Because what if you're away? What if you got to run to the grocery store? You get an important phone call and you get a big pump and it quickly comes back down. And you miss moving your stop loss, you miss taking profits. I've been in trades where that type of thing, I watched them for days, and then all of a sudden they had a huge pump, drop back down in a matter of 2, 3, 4 minutes, and I should have locked in some gains, but I wasn't paying attention. That trailing stop loss can help a lot. All right, I hope that tells you what it was. He says, oh, nice, cool. Awesome. So this is Brevis, the internet computer layer for Web3 and everything ZK-powered real adoption. They have some serious attention, 462.5 thousand followers. It's what I like to see. And I love to see that they have like a community with a decent amount of followers in it. 9,000 members. To me, the community says, hey, this is not just somebody who clicked follow. This is somebody who is actually genuinely interested. Maybe they have some skills. Maybe they're just hardcore with the charts, but they want to be a member to get, you know, the firsthand information before everybody else. So Brevis has a pin post that's only 11 hours old about an airdrop. Now, I said airdrop posts tend to perform pretty well with impressions. 93,000 impressions is not bad for 11 hours. Some I see posts that have been, I see pin posts with projects. Like, here's a good example. That one we just looked at. They had 4.9 million followers, and their pin post was from several days ago, and they didn't even have, they had like 26,000 impressions. To me, it's just a measure of attention. I think that's good, especially when you're looking at new projects. Let's hop into their website. Let's see how well they designed their website. Did they put effort? Did they put time into the website? I think I'm going to start doing website ratings, right? Just a simple, I'm going to do 1 through 20. I like 1 through 20 because it gives a little bit more of a range than 1 through 10. So does anybody like that? Does anybody care if I rate websites? Put a 111 in the chat if you even care to know what my opinion of these websites are. You've seen yourself how hard it was to catch this bottom. We stayed up all night. I appreciate you. That helped me a lot, bro. Hey, man, I'm here for you, brother. Like I said, we crypto family around here, and I mean it. So if I can sit up on the phone and talk with you and help you in some kind of way, I'm going to do it. Now, when we get huge, here's the thing that I'm just going to be completely transparent and honest. When we get big, if crypto really takes off and we get tons of people in here, my day ones I'm going to definitely take the time for, and I'm going to try to do it for everybody, but there's a point where I got to tap out, right? There's a point where I'm not going to be able to be on the phone with everybody for 3 hours, unless we're in that voice chat. A beautiful thing about the Discord is that a lot of people have been running with me here, and they're going to be my help, hopefully. I'm not gonna tell anybody they have to do anything because they don't owe me nothing, but if they could help with the new people coming in, that would be great. Hop in the voice chat, maybe work them through what they're saying. Don't click any links or anything that they put up. If new people you've never seen before come into the Discord and put up links, don't click them, okay? If you really think it's something, go to your web browser and search it or something like that, but be very wary of links. Anyways, infinite computer layer for Web3. This kind of reminds me of some internet computer vibes, that ICP, which I do hold a little bit of. Website looks pretty cool. Not a whole lot of information. It's kind of straight to the point. Prove with zero knowledge. Verify instantly. Build impossible applications. This is Brevis, by the way. They have a pretty good level of attention over on crypto Twitter, which is really where all the crypto attention is, right? Where else? Maybe Telegram? So the black box dilemma. I thought this was actually pretty interesting and worth saying. He says, I'm all for it. Yeah, be careful with that. As we get bigger. And shout out to all my mods and people. Bankroll, I'm going to make you a mod, actually. Bankroll deserves to be a mod, and I'm only sorry, Bankroll, that I haven't done it sooner. Let me get to the right thing here so I can do it. You definitely deserve to be a mod. And I just want to say that if anybody does do anything weird, like puts a weird post or something like that with links, even if you're not able to delete it yourself, you could go ahead and just kind of post under it or post about it and just say, hey, everybody be careful with this link. You don't have to call anybody out and say they're doing anything crazy, but you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. So every advanced decentralized application faces the impossible trade-off. Now, why am I reading this? Well, I thought that the black box dilemma, they kind of gave it a name and coined it, but this dilemma is real. And if you've ever tried to build anything using blockchain, and I have very little experience in it, but I've even somewhat experienced this, right? Keeps computation on chain trustless but severely limited, right? Move them off chain, powerful but unverifiable. So basically saying when you keep everything computation on chain with your decentralized application that you built, whatever your project, your vision is, you you have the trust, you have the verification, but it's very limited in a lot of other ways. So you move it off chain and it's very quick and powerful, but you have you lose your verifiability, right? That's a big deal in the world of blockchain. Every complex application is forced to choose between staying simple enough to verify, meaning don't make it too complicated or you'll run into congestion, or run in the dark and ask your users to just blindly trust you. Neither one of them is really a good option. So right here, every good project, every good company has a problem to solve, right? They've laid out the problem. That's kind of, I don't want to say it's the easy part, right? But it's the most simple thing to do. So what if you didn't have to choose? Brevis allows you to run any computation off-chain with unlimited complexity, then prove it happened correctly with tiny proofs anyone can verify in milliseconds. Advanced applications become both powerful and transparent. The impossible choice disappears. So one thing I want to say is we spent a lot of time in our crypto IQ raising events, basically where we go over in-depth information. We did a little series on blockchain, how it works, and we went over proofs, ZK proofs. So one problem for validators, the people that make the blockchain work, think of the validators on Ethereum. If nobody's validating, you basically don't have a network. Nothing moves. So they have to store with Bitcoin and Ethereum. If you're a validator, you have to store the whole history of the entire blockchain in order to be a part of it. Now they're moving into a place where ZK proofs can handle verifying and keeping everything together, to say it simply, without having to hold all of that information, because holding all that information really costs a lot of money, because it's all storage, right? It's all hardware that you have to have. It slows things down. It slows processing down, as it has to run through all of the history of all the verifications to add this new verification. Anyways, here are their two solutions, and I hope this is not a little too techie for you. I hope you can hang. If not, stick around. We're going to raise that crypto IQ. For universal computation, Pico ZK-VM. So zero knowledge. See, it seems intimidating. Pico is just kind of the name they gave it, right? Maybe who created it. Zero knowledge VM virtual machine. You will hear the term EVM all the time. EVM compatible. Ethereum virtual machine. They're talking about a zero knowledge virtual machine, which could be revolutionary in the virtual machine, world. Because you also have Solana virtual machine, right? The only modular, another term that we go over a lot, ZK-VM, achieving 99% real-time proving for current Ethereum blockchains. Although it sounds simple, verifying things on a blockchain is extremely important. So from financial calculations to blockchain validation, Pico modular architecture integrates specialized compressors that deliver breakthrough performance. Our distributed multi-GPU cluster prove at 45M gas Ethereum blocks in 6.9 seconds. Very techie, it's fast. That's the takeaway there. Don't let that get to your head. With just 64 GPUs, we'll offer 3.4x better performance than any competitor solution. So basically what they're saying is with less, they can prove a lot more, a lot faster. So that's their first solution, and this is where I'm going to end this kind of deep dive of Brevis. So if it's a little over your head, don't worry. All right, what's going on? We are all undergrounders helping people grow the channel. One team. First time being a mod. Heck yeah, thanks Bankroll, I appreciate you. We are the youth of the nation, like Blues Guy with his conspiracies. LOL, Blues Guy, you're hilarious. Says underground ... I don't know if that was you trying to get my attention. If it was, I apologize. You could put something. I'll be paying attention. Okay, so here's the other solution. ZK data compressors, powering 300 plus mil and live reward programs across 20 plus major protocols. Smart contracts get unlimited memory through our specialized compressor. So unlimited memory, that's the takeaway here. Analyze historical blockchain data off-chain. Then provides cryptographic proof of accuracy. PancakeSwap processes millions of users with volume-based discounts. Usual distributes rewards across 8 protocols. Lena manages 1 billion tokens in distributions, all with mathematical guarantees of fairness. They're saying they can make this even easier. And with that, we're going to end the Brevis. Yes, we did lose quite a few people when I started talking about that. it is what it is. Some people are not ready to educate themselves, right? But the hope is that they'll keep coming back to the channel, right? And slowly they'll begin to raise that crypto IQ. There's only so many room for the winners in the winner boat, right? In the yacht. There's only so much room. A yacht seems really big until you ask how many people want to come on it. But if you said how many people want to do some work for me so that they can come on my yacht, all of a sudden that number gets much smaller. And that's my analogy of the day there. Let's talk about Architect because it is trending over here. So Architect is 52 million raised, no token generation event, meaning the project's out, they're building, they have a team, but there's no actual token for you to buy. First thing that strikes me off the bat is one, categories, it's perpetual. So it gives us an idea what's going on here. It's trading. That would be its category. And Coinbase Ventures is one of the backers. $52 million is a nice chunk of change. They should be able to make something happen, hire devs, build something, right? Architect is a centralized exchange specializing in the trading of perpetual future contracts. Now, with all of these decentralized exchanges coming out, being very upgraded from what they used to be, because most of them used to be really nothing more than swaps. They were very useful, but now it seems like we're really getting an upgrade, right? With perpetual futures and all these different things, bridges. Do we really care to have more centralized exchange? I don't know. How does everybody feel about that? Oh, Chris Goss in the house. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Says 333 fellow lifer in. Welcome in, brother. Thank you for being here. Let's go check out how much attention Architecture has. They've raised some money, so I'm thinking I hope they have some attention. They don't. 11,000 followers. So whatever they're doing to get, I don't know, influencers to talk about them, whatever, they should crank it up a notch, right? So introducing Architect X, a new kind of derivative exchange. So right off the bat, I want to know what's innovative, right? Because I've seen many centralized exchanges, many decentralized exchanges. I've used tons of them over the years, and there are things that they innovate over time, but what makes this special? So 28,000 impressions, a lot more than their followers. I'd like to see them have a much higher amount of followers, but they are very new, so I ain't gonna be hard on them about that. Let's go straight to the exchange and see if we like it. Hopefully they don't tell me you can't use this in America, because that makes it really hard for me to look. So I have to sign up, and that it's a bummer, but I'm not going to sign up to it because we go over so many websites and projects. Am I going to sign up for every single one of them? Am I going to link every single, give permissions to all of them to my MetaMask? Just not going to do it. So you get the idea. It's a centralized exchange. I will kind of wait for this thing to actually launch before I get too bullish on that project. Cascade. What is Cascade? Let's find out. 15 million raised. So Cascade is an online brokerage platform that supports around-the-clock trading and perpetual markets. More trading, more trading, more trading. Also backed and funded by Coinbase Ventures, perpetual contracts, centralized exchange. This is another centralized exchange. See what attention they got going on. Doesn't look like there's any token generation event yet. So these things are coming, right? They're not here yet, but they're coming. So perpetual markets engineered for America. That's good because a lot of these come out and then I can't even use them without a VPN. 64.7 thousand followers, excuse me. 200,000 impressions from December 9th is the pinned post about Cascade is the first autonomous neo brokerage. That sounds pretty cool. Sounds kind of innovative there. Good ratio. Many more impressions on the pinned post from only a few days ago, really, than they have followers. So they have attention. That's what that tells me. Let's take a look at the website. I thought the website was rather simple. Classic black and white layout. They have this abstract kind of interesting, panel above here, but doesn't really do much for me. And not a whole lot here. Fully accessible in the US. A no geo blocking. So they're not going to block you because they're accepted in the US. Where else would they need to block you from, right? Climb the ranks for first access. So they have some kind of program going on to get access, and that's really all there is. There's no launch button that says, hey, come check out our decentralized exchange, or I guess it's a centralized exchange, isn't it? Yes. So that's really all there is to tell you on that. Now, this is a new project. Let's check it out. It's up 24% here on the last 7 days. And when the heck did this thing come out? Let's hit all. They don't have a trading view chart yet. Sunday, January 4th. So this thing looks like it launched its token yesterday. It's been as high. Oh no, this is just 24 trading. When it doesn't have all the stats, all this stuff looks very different. It says that the trading volume in the last 24 hours is 5.6 million. No market cap to give us yet. JGGL is a social network for creating music content using AI. Okay, that's interesting. I get the use case for it. I know there's I'm sure you've seen that there are AI artists, right? Whatever that means, because the AI, I guess, not a real artist, just an AI, but it's cranking out music, and you see AI artists getting signed to labels. Where are we headed in this world? Is there going to be a bunch of music on the radio that's like not even real people? Like, you know how, I don't know, think of a huge name in music that almost anybody would know that's relevant today, not somebody who's dead, say Taylor Swift, not my music, but she's popular. What happens when Taylor Swift, that level of artist, is just an AI? It sounds to me like, the people behind the scenes, that's their greatest dream, is they can fully just launch those things, sign them, own the artists, make all the money, right? They don't got to worry about what the artist wants at all. Anyways, create fresh content effortlessly, whether it's visual, beats, or anything in between, using the power of AI. 3,500 followers, pinned post from December 24th. Yeah, it is pinned. 349,000 impressions. I could see a lot of people being interested in this. The real question becomes, can it deliver? Can it actually do anything all that great? Or do the beats and things that it make sound very generic, right? Would you be able to tell the beat that it made just right off the bat? So express emotions through creation. Create mind-blowing visuals, beats, and others with power of AI. The visuals part sounds pretty cool here. Immerse yourself with the JGGL universe. The name's a little weird. It doesn't really roll off the tongue. That's one criticism I'd have, but not a big deal. Forget boring scrolls, spins, swipes that flow through 360 degrees of endless visual AI visuals and beats and different hits. So is this going to be very like almost social media kind of driven? That could be a pretty cool layout, than coming up with a different idea other than just swiping. So everyone can be an artist with AI tools. So this is, I guess, more about just being an artist in general and not just specifically music, right? Okay. Add AI content from other platforms or create your own. I mean, if it has a really good working product, it could be a good place to make AI content to even go post other places. How quick is this going to blow up? I have no idea, as I have no idea how good the software works. Think about Jelly Jelly, right? Now, this project here, much more convincing than Jelly Jelly was, right? Much better website. But I didn't see anywhere where I could actually go make an account, log in, and all of that jazz. So I don't know if they really have a working product yet. That would be very important to me as somebody speculating if I wanted to invest in it. All right, let's touch on this Cango. And we're just rolling through what is trending. It's good to do our due diligence in the beginning of the stream and just see what is trending out here in the world of crypto. So Cango has raised $124.5 million. No token out yet. No token generation event. You hear me say that a lot. We are ahead of the game. And I thought this was really interesting. So Cango Incorporated, NYSE ticker, Kang, C-A-N-G, is a Bitcoin mining company. So there's not a whole lot more to really say about that. It's mining solutions. It's a mining company. Already publicly traded, it looks like. 3,652 followers. I would think that they would have a lot more followers. But how many people from traditional finance are looking at this stuff on Twitter? Maybe a lot less. They have a Happy New Year's post with 2.4 thousand impressions. I don't see a ton of attention here, right? December 31st, they did get 64,000 impressions, 13,000, 12,000, 2.2 thousand. Doesn't seem to be that many, and they have a low amount of followers. So I would say attention is rather low. Maybe a lot of people in the traditional world already know about this. And we're going to go ahead and move on because not a whole lot to tell you about that. I want to look at this DePINism, right? DePIN is decentralized infrastructure. It's a category in crypto. It's chilling at about 12 cents. DePINism is a decentralized communication and data infrastructure project that utilizes eSIMs technology to facilitate mobile connectivity. So it must be all about infrastructure. Who saw that coming? Anybody see that coming? They are on the 1 minute chart, which tells me that they haven't been out very long. I just want to see. Okay, the 5th of January, 2026. So today, this token has launched today. It's been as high as 18 million, and the market cap right now is 16.6 million. Let's go look at what kind of attention they are getting. In the house, great content, sir. Thank you very much, Oblizer. I appreciate your deep dive in the cryptoverse. You were born for this underground. Hey, it feels like that sometimes. It feels like this is what I was made to do. The free internet protocol. Earn free mobile data. Okay, so earn free mobile data. So somehow you earn this mobile data. They are hiring if you're interested in looking for a job here. eSIM is now listed, so that must be the ticker eSIM. 9.9 thousand impressions from 14 hours ago with 62.7 thousand followers. It's a little early to be criticism of how many impressions they're getting here. 27,000 impressions from 12 hours ago. They're getting a decent amount of attention. They have quite a bit of followers. I don't really know where to put this, as we haven't really seen a lot of projects with this idea of eSIM. The world's first SIM that pays you. Okay, that's cool. If anybody's ever traveled to another country, you can know how difficult it is to get an affordable plan where your phone works and you can talk to people and it doesn't, cost you an arm or a leg. The world's first SIM that pays you. Join millions. Oh man, I touched something, it went away. Join millions of devices, turning data into real reward. DePIN, transfer your phone into earning engine, mine, own, and trade connectivity. I think this is pretty cool. Now, what are you giving them access to when it comes to your phone or your SIM, right? Are you giving them access to your SIM card and then they're going to use it to bounce other people's SIM cards off of and stuff? I don't really know how that works. I do really love the idea of infrastructure right now. There is such a need from AI to just about anything for infrastructure. As technology and the interconnectedness with all over the world keeps moving forward in technology, and there just doesn't seem to be enough infrastructure. And so if you could provide them some ability to make it happen, make their dream, their goal, their network happen, and they give you something decent for it, and you don't have to have huge security risks, that would be my red flag here, then I think you got a winner. And I could see people, can you imagine everybody allowing them to have access to their SIM if it's safe and earning a little bit of money? Who wouldn't do that? And if you stack that on many different types of applications, like I talked about grass, I'm going to bring that up in a minute, and all these different ways you can use things you already pay for your phone, you already bought your phone, you already have your SIM card. So grass, you already have internet, you already pay for internet. Why not let them use what you're not using and get paid for it? I like this idea, and I think it's something that could last for quite some time until infrastructure is really built. The website looks really cool. Free mobile internet protocol. Global coverage. So critical overload. The legacy monolithic infrastructure is unstable. Centralized points of failures have reached maximum capacity. Structural integrity is compromised. So that's basically everything I was just saying. There's a lot going on in the world, and there's just not enough infrastructure for everybody to be using it at the level that they want to, especially with AI. Infrastructure has been successfully decentralized. Nodes are online, latency is minimal, power belongs to the user. The website is actually looking pretty cool. I got to give them some points for that. If I did my 1 through 20 on this website, which I've already forgot, I'm going to try to remember to do that. I'd have to give this one like a solid 16. Why DePINism? Your digital engine, mint free or premium miners to start early, real data credits, and eSIM stablecoin. Okay, seamless connectivity. redeem data instantly for global eSIM packages. So it kind of looks like they're paying you out in access to these eSIM packages. If you don't do a lot of traveling, I don't really know if that's worth it. I'd much rather have like this eSIM stable coin to then swap for USDT or USDC, and value that grows, trade, spin, or stake eSIM to unlock lasting rewards. One red flag that I would immediately point out about this project, though, is that it is very like mining from your phone. We've had a lot of projects come through the crypto space that talk about this kind of architecture for their company and really not deliver, or just never deliver. And they probably sold all the resources that you put in, and then they gave you nothing. It's unfortunate, right? We still got some music going out there. All right, real quick for everybody who's here, I got a question I want to ask you guys. What kind of music do you like? Now, I know it's a very vague, open-ended question, and we're going to stop on deepinism right now. We'll come back to that another day. It's a very open-ended question, but we do put some tracks in the background here. I use a lot of, deep house and lo-fi, but I want to know what you guys like. What kind of music do you like? Blues guy likes blues. We know that. He can still put that in the chat to keep that chat running. But I kind of want to know everybody else. What kind of music do you listen to, right? You ain't got to impress nobody. I just want to know in your day-to-day life, what genres of music do you listen to? Now let's go back to CoinGecko and let's check out our top gainers, top losers of the day. And I'm going to pull it up, but we're not going to get into it just yet. This is where we find a lot of sauce in the top gainers, right? Top losers of the day. Oh, Chill Step. And Poke Dub, I don't know, or Folk Dub, okay, or Funk Dub. Now I think I'm saying it right. That's really interesting. I don't know if I've ever looked at Funk Dub, but I know what Dub is for sure. I don't know if that was a misspell. I know what Chill Step is, probably in the lines of Chill Hop. Let's go over and take a look at our demo trading over on Weeks. And of course, they start your demo trade account off with 50,000 SUSDT. So it's a stable coin, but it's like not real, right? This is a demo trade. This is not real trading. This is not real money that I have, okay? So, if you get over here, they're not giving you $50,000. I don't know who would think that, but I've heard it before. Anyways, I drew this little flag here, falling, flag, I guess, bull flag. And it pumped exactly to the target. So that was pretty cool. I ended up taking profits on it. And we turned 50,000 into 274,000. That would be amazing if actually I had that money. The one thing that is really annoying here, and I might go find somewhere else to actually do our demo trading, is that even if I wiped my account, like if I got liquidated on purpose, I can't just add in like $500 or $1,000. It's like I have to claim $20,000, and then you can claim $20,000 every 72 hours. It seems a little rigid, doesn't it? Doesn't it seem like I should have a little bit more control over how much money I'm putting in my demo? It's a demo account. It's not even real money. Like, I don't even understand why they care. But if I could just add another 20,000 right now, like, you could get really lost in if you're actually even doing good trading, right? Because you're constantly adding 20,000. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I should have a little bit more control over it, I believe. So let's go demo nothing but the blues. No, it would be amazing if I had the money. Yeah, it would be amazing if I turned 50,000 and 274. But let's be real. If I have 50K in this account, unless I'm made of some serious bread, I wouldn't be trading it recklessly like I was. I was actually hoping to get liquidated because I thought I could add in like say $500, $1,000. Then we could build it like a real account that would be something you guys could relate to. Or I could relate to, and instead you have to claim 20,000 at a time. It's bogus. Anyways, I digress. So this is what's going on for Bitcoin right here, right off the bat. I got to point out this very obvious head and shoulder. Doesn't have the largest breakdown. Something to like right about here. That is ugly charting. I do agree. I heard somebody say it. All right. But we hit that measured move almost perfectly. Now, if you wanted to kind of try to flag this thing out, it wouldn't have the biggest measured move in my opinion. it would be something like this. Basically get you up into the liquidity above where we just were, maybe up to 95. We've been doing a lot of pumping here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and port everybody over so you can see what I'm looking at on TradingView. Okay, it's not an option. Why is it not an option? Now it should be an option. Still not an option. What is going on? Why can't I go to TradingView? There we go. Look at that. I'm on XRPH. XRPH pumping a little bit. But that's not what I came to show you guys. All right, let's come over to Bitcoin, right? And so, gotta love how a lot of this stuff works out. So you'll see, and there were many other flags that we drew, but look at this one here. And I'll draw our points. So the height there, that trade would have hit, right? This trade would have hit. We're just in a very bullish time. But it would be a little bit irresponsible to not point out that you have this very head and shoulder, complex head and shoulder looking thing there. And the measured move of that, as far as I understand it, would take you right here. It's this right here. This is your measured move to the neckline, and that gives you 92,842. If you switch to the 1 hour, you can see that you're actually coming down. This is why having multiple time frames and not just trading one time frame can be a plus and an advantage, right? But it's hard when you first start. I know that firsthand. So if you're going to pull your measured move here on the hour, it looks a lot more saucy, like 96,000 saucy. And we'll have to see. What is the normal thing that we always say, the lifer vision? It is a flag above the 200, which is this red line. I know I got them kind of compressed here, that red line. Price action coming in, touching the 21, which you're very, very close to doing. Anyways, you're moving averages are getting very far apart here. If you look, all these little lines, those are all different moving averages. They're getting really far apart. It's usually when you get the breakdown, right? If you're going to get a little bit of a pullback and a breakdown, that's usually when it happens. You have some support and resistance. Would say a good one is there. Let's see. Looks like maybe there. You see the image that you're building, right? And I don't know how much real support is there. You'd have to go to like the daily to really see anything else. Then it gets a little bit confusing, but what do you see here on the daily? Adam, Eve. The lifer would tell you that that is a 90% to the upside move. So I'm feeling the bullish sentiment when it comes to crypto right now, I gotta say. Let me take some of these lines away because it's just getting a little too crazy, a little too chaotic. So basically, I'll be looking at this 1 hour move, and I said all that so that we could bounce back to our demo trading. And let's go ahead and run that, right? Let's go to the 1 hour. I hate the way this chart is sometimes. And let's pull a better measured move, which would bring us like down to here. And it's kind of saying that you would come to 96,000. So we're going to full port because it's a demo trading account, and I don't exactly care what it does. We're on 80x, so there's not a lot of room for failure here. I am going to probably, like I said, I'm probably going to move somewhere else as far as demo trading goes because I'm not really liking it over here on weeks. Maybe try it with weeks, question mark. We're on weeks. This is weeks. I have the health even better than the money. Exactly. We got resistance at 94, pull back there, then wait and to see if we hold. Exactly. And again, this is not exactly how I would normally trade, but it's a demo account and I'm not too worried about it. I'm just taking these big moves as they come until eventually one doesn't work out. And then at least if I do reset this account to like 20,000, at least it'd be a little smaller and a little bit more relatable. This just kind of becomes big and obnoxious, and it doesn't matter because it's not real money. Anyways, so where would I put my stop loss? Well, first of all, where would it even let me? Liquidation for a long is 90,000. I like that, actually. I like that a lot. 90,002. I put my liquidation at 90,650. So stop loss 90,650. It's super deep. I'd lose like $216,000, but the take profit will be 96,000 on the dot, where you'd make 154,000. And we will go ahead and make sure we're on market. So now we got to reset everything kind of all over again. That's fun. All right, it kept the stop loss, take profit. Let's go ahead and open that bad boy up and we'll check in with that thing. Order failed. Order failed. Maybe position exceeds the size of 6. It's too big. So I got to like dumb it down just the tiniest bit. Okay. Even in a demo account, they're like not going to let you open too big of a trade. I think that's kind of crazy, to be honest with you. And there's quite a bit of drawback down here on this falling wedge. So how much more are we gonna see? Is the 21 gonna hold us up? If we come down to my stop loss, you're gonna lose most of the money, which might be a good thing. Then maybe I only have a couple thousand left. Oh, that cough came out of nowhere. All right. Oh, he meant MEXC. Yeah, I think that I will. The one thing that's kind of hard about MEXC is I have to use a VPN, and I don't know how that'll affect everything else I have going on when it comes to streaming. So, like I said, we are going to be starting more of a series outlook on things and not so much of a just daily topic that kind of changes randomly from day to day. So let's hop over. So the name of this episode, part 1, is crypto narratives, right? And why crypto never dies in its entirety, right? Because there's so many different narratives. So narratives are not marketing. They're coordination tools. Now, one thing I want to say before I get into this, and I don't know if it's the time, but I noticed that the viewership is already falling quite a bit. And it's fine. I'm not complaining. But here's my question to you guys who are my hardcore regular people. How much do I lose you when I start reading this stuff? How much are you actually understanding what I'm trying to say to you? Am I talking too fast? Like, give me some feedback here, because I want to make this the most optimal thing that we can do, because the goal is to raise the crypto IQ. So I could just keep doing the same thing. Maybe you guys kind of tune me out when I'm reading, and maybe you're not really picking up what I'm saying. Maybe certain topics you're into more than others. I want to hear some feedback. I want to hear what you guys are saying, because this is a big part of our mission statement as a channel, to raise people's crypto IQ. So I'm going to read, and I'm going to start breaking it into smaller parts. Maybe that'll help as well. So narratives are not marketing. They're coordination tools. A crypto narrative is not a slogan or a meme. It's shared explanation for why a system exists and what problem it claims to solve. We've talked about every good project, company in the world, product solves a real problem, you know? Narrative helps. Users understand the value with a good narrative. That's a good key point. Sounds very simple, but can you really put that together? Camsta says, the only thing I notice that you do is you skip over things because you've explained them in previous episodes, but it's always good to go over again, especially when new people. Okay, that's fair. And I do definitely do that sometimes. And I'm not sure if you're referring to in the whole stream or if you mean actually when I'm doing this, you know, IQ raising event, if you will. But that's fair. A lot of times if I explain every little thing like in a web page, we would be on the same web page for like an hour and a half. So there's a balance there, but I hear you, Camsta, for sure. I like the rereading, but not too long, and the way you did it, split it up, if that makes sense. Yeah, I follow you, Blues Guy. I definitely follow you. So okay, so I was right here. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. So narrative helps, right? Users understand the value. Developers choose where to build. Capital decides where to flow. Without a narrative, even strong technology struggles to gain adoption. Why crypto is especially narrative driven. Have you ever wondered why it is so narrative driven? I honestly think a lot of things are very narrative driven. Even the stock market, traditional finance. Crypto operates at the intersection of finance, technology, and, you know, ideology. Sorry, I always want to say idolatry. That is not the word. It's ideology. So that makes it hard to understand than traditional products. Narratives compress complexity into stories that people can remember, right? Bitcoin is digital gold. This is a great example, because if you really tried to go to every single person and explain to them exactly the complex detail of what Bitcoin is, how it has a complicated mathematical equation to update, you know, the network, you lose them. But if you just tell them Bitcoin is digital gold, well, then they can kind of picture that in their brain. Ethereum is a world computer. XRP is for payments. These simple narratives help people wrap their minds around what it is that they actually are potentially looking to invest in. These aren't perfect explanations, but they're functional ones. I think that's a good takeaway. So why some narratives fade quickly? This is really good. Most narratives disappear because they depend on hype rather than utility. I mean, if you've been in crypto for any amount of time, then you would see this all the time, where they rely on just hype rather than utility. Just like if you went over a coin yesterday, you'll be like, we already went over this. New people are like, yeah, I hear you, Camsta. That's a good point. I like to like go over a coin for like a day or two, and then kind of not go over it for a day or two, and then come back to it and go over it here and there just to switch it up. Otherwise, we would spend, and that's fine with me, I'll do it, but we would spend 2 hours going over the coins, because the trending coins, maybe 2.5, 3 hours, to be honest, because we would look at every single coin. And for my people who are here every day, I feel like you'd be like, okay, we've been over this coin like every single day this week. So do you feel me? I don't know how you feel about that. You know, I'm trying to find that line where we are going over stuff for the new people, but like somebody who's here every day, like Blues Guy, does he want to hear me talk about the same project 7 days in a row? Maybe he does. They require constant inflow to survive. So this is why some narratives fade quickly, right? Most narratives disappear because they depend on hype rather than utility. See it all the time. Meme coins. They require constant inflows to survive, like a pyramid scheme. If the money stops flowing in, the whole thing crashes. They aren't tied to real infrastructure, right? They're not really doing anything. Think of like, and I keep using this example, Jelly. There's no real infrastructure that I've seen. There's nothing I can launch. Maybe they're a genuine project. Maybe they are really building and developing something out, but there's nothing that I can see that tells me there's real infrastructure. So I lose my attention fast. So when attention fades, there's nothing underneath them to support. And we're going to pause right there, and we're going to move on to something else that I really wanted to talk about, because I'm trying to break this up a little bit so you guys don't get too overwhelmed here. All right, I was asking a lot of questions, so let me do my due diligence and see what's going on in the chat. Says, yeah, Mexi, yes, tried. Okay, I'll definitely look at maybe Mexi, or there's a couple other ones that I can look at that aren't so VPN driven. 96, I got my eye on it too. Only got 2 more days to close this account out. I got, over on Mexi. Yeah, sorry to hear that, man. Nice underground splitting the reading. The only thing I notice is that you skip over because you explain it. Yeah, we covered that. I like the rereading, but not too long. Yep, split it up if I can. The thing is, I want to split it up, but I don't want to split it up so much that like when we bounce back to it, you guys have no idea what I'm talking about or where I was. Just like when you went over a coin yesterday, you'll be like, we already went over this. New people are like, yeah, and if you see a coin that I do that you want me to actually go over, just put it in the chat, and I will definitely do that. Maybe a quick recap if you want to keep the noobs. It's a good point, and a lot of times that's what I'll do. You'll see I'll click on it, especially on Crypto Rank, and I'll read the description, maybe say something about when it came out and the market cap, and then I'll move on without going to the website, without going to the Twitter. All really good points, Camp, so thank you. I guess there's a balance, to be fair, to the regs. Exactly. You know, I don't want my regulars to get so exhausted listening to the same thing that they're not excited to come to the stream because they're not getting new value, you know. Underground on the very plus side, guys, every time there's a new person coming in and asks a question about a coin, Underground right away drops everything to go find the info. Let's not forget. Yeah, absolutely. When new people come in, we want to welcome them in the way that we give them our attention. It's really important. Thank you for saying that, Blues Guy. All right, so I want to bring this project up, and it did have a little bit of pump today. This is grass. Now, first and foremost, to my regulars, and that's pretty much who's here right now, I do have an affiliate link. It's not really an affiliate link. Like, I'm not getting money for signing you up or something. Basically, you go under my link and I get like a little bonus in how much I mine of grass or whatever. Grass points, not exactly the grass token. But I thought this was really cool, and today I did some deep diving that I had meant to do for a while. Went to their Discord, kind of seeing how is the progression, how are we still moving on this, are they still innovating, are people in the Discord, their Discord, not ours, really angry and just like irate with them and saying negative stuff, or are they mostly bullish and new things are happening? So I did that today, and I thought that it was pretty cool. It made me actually a little bit excited about this project again, because to be fair, there is a lot here that they're trying to tackle. So grass is 35 cents. It's up 10.7% in the last 24 hours. Let's move to the max chart here. So this thing came out at 89 cents October 27, 2024. It did have a lot of bullish sentiment around it when it came out. I even have a pre-recorded video of this when it first came out, and it pumped all the way to about $3.47, maybe all-time high $3.66. And just like all of the market, right, it just kind of dwindled down and it got crushed. It kept trying to come back up, but really the whole market was getting crushed. So this thing as a new project was not going to just like take off without the rest of the market. Anyways, you got 1 billion tokens in max supply. Circulating supply is 453 million. Outstanding supply, which we've been learning about, is 722 million. So there is some chance of dilution here for how many coins could come out. Now, when these coins are coming out, I don't know. So a lot of these coins are for future incentives and foundation and ecosystem growth. All the people who are partaking in this, I guess you could call it mining, participating in the network to earn points and rewards, they are probably going to get some tokens at some point. I kind of see that coming here. So it is a Solana-based contract. It is artificial intelligence, DeepIn. It is all about giving infrastructure to AI, which we've gone over and over again, that this is a hot topic. It's very needed, and when there's a lot of need for AI and companies with a lot of money, then I think that there is enough money to kind of trickle down to the people who help give that infrastructure. Said, it's true, he always does that. Very thoughtful to newcomers. Thank you. It's all great. Flare about to moon, he says. I love that. Haven't heard of it in a while, says Blues Guy. Yeah, I wanted to bring it back up, not just because I have an affiliate, but because I have been participating in it for quite some time. It's been steadily going up. I think Flare is good long now. Is a good long now, far from the 21. Okay. Cam, you seriously asking that? LOL, long term, bro. Oh man, you know Blues Guy is passionate about that Flare. I love his passion when it comes to the Flare network. So get rewarded for the internet you don't use. This is the basic thesis of grass right here. You're getting rewarded for the internet you don't use. You pay for it. There's a lot of times you're not using it. Let them have a little piece of it and you can earn some rewards. Grass turns your unused internet into rewards automatically. Now, I gotta say, when you click download Grass, it very quickly downloads and you're able to get in and earn with your with your computer, with your internet very quickly. There's not a whole lot of setup. You have to like link an email and you have to link a wallet. And that's about it. Grass works in the background of your life while you earn rewards. I don't know what this promotional video is. Hopefully it's not terrible. I can't hear it, but I do have it ported over. Let's see. Let me bring it up, see if we can hear it. Kamsa says he's looking to make some money. Deep Book is breaking out. Oh, taking a break, bleeding out. Okay.
Ever accessing private data on your device. You're always in control on mobile, desktop, or Grass hardware. Pause, uninstall, or set limits anytime. Grass uses only what's
cool. I'm glad to see the video has some good volume to it. You're not going to make money with flare trading long term. If you look for pumps, you know to coin. Okay. All right, that was a little promotional video, but it gave you the gist of it, right? So I don't really need to say how it works and why it matters. You know, in just 3 clicks, you can install the app automatically, earn by sharing unused parts of your internet connection in verified institutions. That's pretty simple. I've done a lot of deep diving on it for how trusted or safe it is, and every time I'm really surprised at the ratings that it gets and the things that people say about it. I haven't seen anything negative about downloading it and using it, right? So from here, I kind of want to take you behind the scenes to the actual dashboard, and mine should be already linked. So here you can see right away, you know, how long I've been using it. See, does that give, that's not maybe the lifetime. Anyways, we're in like epoch like 15 or something like that. Let's go to rewards because I think that'll show it better. I don't need to see the tutorial. And so you can see that I'm on my way here. I've almost made it to this Conqueror's tier. I have one solid referral of somebody who used my link a long time ago. But you can see all the different epochs here. Like from Epoch 1, I've been in it for a hot minute, right? And you can see what you earn. And you can see even some of these bonus coins that you get. And then you're going to be able to exchange those for, you know, points or for the actual grass token. They have a lot of cool things coming up. And then let's see, let me take you over to the Discord real quick. This is kind of our deep dive of the night, if you will. Go over to announcements. Let me move it so you can see what I'm looking at. Cool. All right, so if you back up a little bit, here's kind of their latest update, right? So happy New Year's to everyone. Last epoch highlight, treasury update. Grass has completed a 250,000 in open market grass purchase for the following 100,000 in November, strengthening reserves to support incentives, operations, and ongoing token utility development. That's a $250,000 buyback of the grass token. That's pretty cool. Reminders of what we have looking forward ahead in the next 6 to 12 months. Scaling live context, right? And expanding adoption across enterprise and AI partners. Improving the end-to-end customer experience by automating the productized full stack, the downloading and filtering and routing and billing, increasing efficiency and margins, right? More profit for them equals more rewards for you. Strengthening grass leadership through a multi-model data, enabling structural cost advantages and network level scale. As always, a few reminders. Points from your Epoch 14 are safe and stored. Your tier rank carries over from Epoch 15, so it compounds on itself. I thought this was really cool. The big takeaway for me is that they did a $250,000 buyback of grass. That's pretty decent. Treasury updates, you know, that's kind of that they were about to do that and then they actually did it. So I just wanted to share that with everybody. It seems like there is a lot going on here. Let's see, what do we have in the actual... All right, I'm going to end it there because I'm not going to take you guys too far down the rabbit hole. But I'm pretty bullish on this. I think it's cool. I've been in it for a while, and I'm hoping that it pays off. It's very active in their general talk, you know, what we would have as the hangout is very active. People seem to be pretty interactive and helpful, and people seem to be overall pretty bullish on it. So if you're interested in that, go to the description. You'll see where it says grass, click the link, and you'll be off to the download. It really is very simple to set up. All right, cool. And from there, we'll go ahead and move on. So I hope you guys like it. Let me know if anybody downloads it and if you think it's easy to use, right? All right, now we're going to go look at our top gainers, top losers of the night. Blues guy says he's looking at the entry, and he's looking at SHIB, Zebekin, Canton Network, River, Lunacy, high volatility, high potential gains. Just be careful out there, Blues guy. I see you're trading at high leverage, but you seem to be killing it. So what can I tell you, right? Can't tell you nothing. All right, so we have this Sosana. Sosana. The heck is Sosana? I have no idea. It rhymes with Solana. Is it a pump.fun coin? I don't know. It's up 71%. Let's go ahead and refresh because these things change quickly. All right, it's still on top. According to RugCheck XYZ, the contract creator can make changes to the token, such as contract metadata, disabling selling, changing fees, unrestricted minting or more tokens, transfer tokens, etc. Exercise caution. Already a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth when it comes to this project. 43.4 million in market cap. Just because they're able to do this doesn't mean that they won't, but maybe they could renounce the contract or something like that. That would be nice. Bankroll is kind of like our resident specialist in meme coins here. He dives and dabbles in them more than I do, and I've done a lot of it. So shout out to Bankroll. Maybe Bankroll, can you give us a little look at Sosana? In your tab, maybe you could just write that down, put it on your radar. So we have their website. Let's see if it's worth looking at. Shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. That's what Sosana stands for. It's hilarious. Shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. Man, I like that. The only token you'll chase that admits you're chasing the wrong thing. Okay, that's kind of wild of a mission statement, right? They're like, we're terrible and we might rug you, but like we told you that we might rug you, so it's your fault. This is all your fault. Welcome to Sosana, the token that perfectly encapsulates the chaos of your crypto journey. You've been bouncing from launch to launch like a caffeinated kangaroo hoping to strike it rich. Admit it. You're here because someone yelled 100x incoming and your FOMO radar went nuclear. You're as busy as a mosquito in a nudist colony. Too many targets, not enough time. That's so well said when it comes to meme coin. Way too many targets. You know you've been Sosana'd if you've bought. This is actually hilarious. If you bought into a token purely because it was shiny without asking a single question, you find yourself simultaneously laughing and crying at your portfolio. You just Googled, how do I explain crypto losses to my therapist? No, they got some good ones here. You check your portfolio every 10 minutes, watching your 5K investment dwindle to 0.06, so 6 cents. Yet you still whisper to yourself, there's still a chance. Yeah, you might have a problem. You celebrate when your token goes from 0.6 to 0.8, claiming it's making a comeback. Yep, you're too scared to sell because what if it pumps right after I dump? Spoiler, it won't. Then you finally sell and it pumps. Oh yeah, this last one, that's a good one right there. Oh man, symptoms of being Sosana. This sounds like a pharmaceutical commercial. The irrational fear of missing out, even on obvious scams. Yo, they're killing it with this. I gotta say, for marketing and stuff, they're absolutely killing it. An uncanny ability to click buy before reading the fine print. A wallet full of regret and tokens no one else has ever heard of. You're refreshing the price chart like it's going to magically reverse just because you're watching. A strange sense of pride of being part of something this absurd. Yeah, don't worry. We're not here to promise you the moon, Lambos, or an early retirement. Instead, Sosana is your satirical reminder that deep down, we're all just victims of shiny object syndrome and nothing accomplished. Yo, they killing it with it. This is hilarious. I rock with this. I wouldn't buy it. Don't get me wrong, I'm not buying it. So why this number? Because it's the perfect amount for a meme token. It's almost infinity, but still short enough to keep you dreaming of wealth. Yep. Yeah, this is hilarious. I'm not going to spend too much time on it. What do we got for a video here? Choose your video. Is that all this? It's a placeholder. They don't even have a video. It's just a placeholder. That's hilarious. Taxes, because memes and regret don't pay for themselves. Sometimes tokens promise zero tax. We promise zero financial wisdom. But here's why we actually chose to have a 3% buy and sell. Buy and sell, tax, 3% in, 3% out. Zero taxes used to be the dream, now it's the nightmare. Every meme token on Solana promises zero taxes, making it sound like a huge selling point, but what was once an advantage has now become one of the biggest problems in the ecosystem. Here's why Solana has implemented 3% tax on all transactions. Stop bots from draining liquidity. Strengthens community. Funding market and long-term success. Ensures stability and sustainability. No more rugs, just memes with real value. The website, I gotta give this website like an 18 to 19 out of my 1 through 20 because it's pretty good, and we could probably go for quite some time reading all of this, but you guys get the gist. They have a roadmap, right? So Q1 it launches Solana and hope people get the joke. Q2, watch someone copy us and call it Shinia. That's hilarious because that's coming. Maybe a merch store, t-shirts that say my portfolio is shiny but empty. Okay. And then Q4, rug ourselves. Just kidding, maybe. And that's enticing. The joke is hilarious, but y'all really might get rugged. Let's be real. I think what they're saying is we thought this was hilarious and we're tired of being rugged, so we created this coin. But like if this thing gets too big, we might really just rug it. And it's bumping, it's moving, it's pumping. At 43.4 million, they're not far from where they would probably rug you if they're going to. And it looks like they reserved all the right to rug you with this rug checker status they got going on. So that's pretty hilarious. Yes, high leverage only when it's in an uptrend, only when I see the good entries. I learned patience pays off huge. You seen my gains? Oh yeah, Blues guy, I seen your gains. I believe in the sauce. I do a single thing new on it on X at all. Crazy Blues, that's pretty cool, really clever. Like, oh my god, it's so true. I remember when I first started, LOL, same. Campsum, I think it's a good entry on Sheeb now, not financial advice. All right, and let's bounce back over to our crypto raising IQ part of the stream. So why other narratives in crypto refuse to die? So certain narratives survive multiple cycles because the problems they address still exist. The infrastructure continues to improve. The ecosystem quietly keeps building. When every price collapses, development and usage continues, right? So the problem that they're solving is they're doing a good enough job, or the problem is a big enough problem that people still believe in the solution. Infrastructure versus speculation narrative. So we're kind of really just talking overall about narratives, right? I hope you picked that up. I hope you guys get that. Because we could try to become narrative specialists. So speculative narratives peak early, collapse fast, and rely completely on momentum. Infrastructure narratives move slow, feel boring, and gain relevance over time. But that last one, gain relevance over time. Crypto history shows that infrastructure narratives age better. Yeah, I bet they do. Time is the hidden variable. Many narratives fail not because they're wrong, but because they're early. Technology matures slower than the market expects every time. You know, they have some great solution. Look at like Anoma. You know, if they are really building it with Anoma what they say they are, it's going to take them a while to do, right? And the people's attention in crypto is so short, they're not sticking around for that one. When conditions catch up, old narratives resurface with new relevance. Like Anoma, if they in a couple of years or a year or whatever time really put out some good tech, everybody will come running back to it. Why narratives reappear stronger than they did the first time, right? When narratives return, they often do so because regulation has been clarified. I need to get something to drink. Tooling improved, institutions have entered, or user behavior has changed. The story stays the same, but the environment changes. The role of cycles. Market cycles act like filters. Weak narratives disappear, strong ones survive quietly, survivors return when conditions align. Cycles don't kill good ideas, they stress test them, kind of saying that the whole thing is actually really good because the lack of quality gets faded out and the things that actually have some strong narrative and quality stay. So part 2 is all about case studies and patterns, and I thought this was a really interesting one, but we're going to break it up, right? We're not going to go straight for it. So we're going to go back to our top losers, top gainers here. Hope you guys liked it. I'm breaking it up. He put Solana contract address. Wow, no one has ever called it in my other groups. I just did. Chart for Solana looks sus. Not a single KOL or whale buy. Looks botted AF. Yeah. I mean, look at what they said. Like in the end, they're like, in quarter 4, we might rug you. Maybe yes, no, possibly, most likely. That was their roadmap. All right, I got the tea ready. Oh, and it's still hot. Oh man. Thought I had a bottle of water in here. I guess I don't. All right, give me 1 minute, guys. I'm gonna sip this hot tea with the slippery elm. And you know what time it is? It is time for the Blues Guy health question of the day, right? Where we ask Blues Guy something about health because that's his passion. I don't know if you guys noticed this before I even ask him. I like to move as a tribe, as a crypto family, if you will. When I see people are passionate, I like to bring them in. I like to give them a place. I like to, embolden them. I like, as long as they're good people, as long as they've seemed like they're good people to me until proven otherwise, I'm going to do that. And he's very passionate about health stuff. I'm not saying his health advice is what you should do. You should always consult your doctor before doing anything with your health because they are the wisdom and the gods of all things health related. I guess I'm supposed to say that. I don't really know, but anyways, he's a random guy in the chat on this YouTube channel, so you do your due diligence on anything that he says. That's my only disclaimer, but I rock with a lot of stuff that he says. Blues Guy, what are your top 3? You gotta just pick 3 top 3 things for daily maintenance of good health. Could be the apple cider vinegar drink. I've been on it since he told me about it. That thing kicks for clean energy, just clean energy, without the crash. It is amazing. You do want to make sure you don't overdo it, right? You don't want to take crazy amounts of it on a daily basis, but once a day with a little bit of it seems to work great. So Blues Guy, if you're hearing me, I'm incorporating you. I want to know, what are your top 3 things to do on a daily basis to have optimal health? All right, let's see. Not a single whale looks spotted yet. It's just lore, probably 4 months old. I don't see a single thing about it on X. Yeah. So why is it pumping, right? Right, Bankroll? So while Blues Guy comes up with an answer, and there's no rush there, we have Ye Finance. Now, I remember when this thing came out, I'm pretty sure. Let's look at the max chart here. Yeah, October 14th, 2025. I do definitely remember when this came out. It had a big pump, pulled back. It's mostly been 2 little pumps here. It's mostly been chilling since then, right? It's never been as low as where it came out, though, at 17 cents. That's a good look. 53.8 million in the market cap, a billion tokens. Circulating supply is only 129.1 million, so very low circulating supply. Don't know when other ones are coming out. It's in the SAY ecosystem and the BNB smart contract. I love to see that it's on SAY. I'm excited about SAY. I have a very, very small bag of it, like very small, but I'm excited about it regardless. So let's go ahead and over to their website. Before we do that, we have to go to their Twitter. We got to see what kind of attention they're getting. I hope you guys kind of see how I run down a coin, right? Building Clovis, cross-chain liquidity layer for yield stacking. So this whole idea of yield stacking. So post from January 4th, chat, what should we do? I know I'm late, but I'm ready to dive into SAY. Where do I start NFT? So they're like screenshotting somebody's question. Eat, sleep, ye, repeat. Not the most impressions, 52,000 followers, but the impressions could be a lot better. I mean, they're very low. But SAY is a new up-and-coming ecosystem, and so things affiliated with it probably get even less attention than SAY does, right? Let's go take a look at their website. It's financial. Let me give it away right out the bat. This is a very financial product. and it's very specifically on Say, meaning it's very niched out. Multi-chain DeFi as it should be. Lend, trade, and bridge across any chain. Let's launch the app before we even... I'd rather see it than just talk about it. So Say and Circle is responsible for USDC. They're not a small company. That's a big partner, right? And now are they partners just because they carry USDC, because they have permission to use USDC on their platform? I don't really know how that works on the back end. That actually would be a really good question to answer. So we have Connect a Wallet, seems simple enough. You have Say's global wallet, MetaMask, OKB, Binance, BitGet, all kinds of different things. This Rabby, which I keep meaning to check out and I haven't. You have the markets. So what happens if we click on something like Say? What does it do? You can stake. They have a very small APY. I mean 0.2%. Not big at all. Boost your returns. Trading fees up to 16.3%. I mean, it says up to, so I mean maybe they're not all that high, but that is a high trading fee there, right? Supply APY 5.6. Okay. So it's about providing liquidity for the Say ecosystem portfolio. You're not going to see that unless you connect a wallet. How many points you have for being involved, right? That's almost like airdrop farming there. Bridging from Say Avalanche to Say, or Base to Say. Okay, and then swaps. Once you get your coins over here, this is how you kind of move around in the ecosystem here. Very similar to if you're on BNB, you might want to use PancakeSwap to get into different tokens that are very Say specific. And there's not a lot of coins here. You have like a wrap Say, a regular Say, Clo Finance tokens, some stable coins, wrapped ETH and wrapped BTC. Not a whole lot to report here. Seems like this ecosystem is just starting to get off the ground, but it takes this kind of infrastructure to really get things moving. So why is this pumping today? I'm not really sure, but maybe Say's ecosystem is supposed to start moving. One thing I'll say about Say is that its whole mission, its whole goal is to be the back end for like decentralized trading networks, right? It's going to be the blockchain for trading traders, trading networks, decentralized exchanges, stuff like that. I'm sure swaps and bridges play in there somewhere. And so I'd have to say that they have a very niched out use case, and I could see it doing really well. And I said that back when they first came out, right? And now we've seen this explosion of like decentralized exchanges, different decentralized exchanges. How many now? I've lost count of new decentralized exchanges. Got to be in the 20 to 25 project region, and I'm talking about new ones, right? Not old ones. And I'm saying new in the last 4 to 5 months, last 6 months, definitely 2025 if not more. So their use case is increasing. How many of those are interested in using Say on the back end of their project because they're useful? All right, so here we got an answer from Blue Sky. Let's read this off. He says, number 1, positive mindset, setting up your intentions for the day. Apple code and sodium bicarbonate and fasting. I gotta say, I love that answer. That's the first 3. I have another 37. I'm sure you do. That's why I had to limit you to 3. Bankroll says Circle is huge. Oh yeah, Circle is ginormous. I mean, I remember when a certain YouTuber was talking about how, USDT was kind of going to be for the rest of the world, not Western world countries. And USDC was really going to be more for Western countries. I don't know if that's something that he still thinks is going to happen or not. But yeah, shout out to him for the fact that he's still on the airwaves. So Onyx Coin. This was one that I remember when it came out, and I don't think I really thought all that highly of it. Came out March 14, 2022. Okay, never mind. I was not streaming then. But I do know that we've covered it, right? I know that we've been over this token before. So it has 325.7 million in its market cap with an infinite max supply. Ethereum contract, Base and BNB smart contract. Let's go take a look at their website. And actually, I kind of want to know how much attention they have going on here. Let's go to their Twitter. 59.4 thousand from being out since 2022. It's not a lot. Onyx is an infrastructure for multi-asset, scalable, cryptographical, secure ledger powered by XCN. Pin post is from 2024. Do they just keep it? I mean, and they posted an hour ago. Seems like they keep this pin post up here because it got like 768,000 impressions. So I see what you're doing there. As a reminder, Onyx Coin, the XCN token contract, will always remain on Ethereum, as well as XCN staking and XCN governance. Be aware of imposters seeking to scam the community on XCN airdrops constantly on Twitter with the fake accounts and their fake airdrops. Crazy. Or new XCN token contracts, as it is not the case, nor will it ever be. Okay, I think that's due diligence. That's fair. I mean, if you give credit to the pin post, their ratio is amazing, but on the rest of their posts, not so much. If this thing is financial, I say it all the time. Retail is not getting excited about financial, but retail doesn't move the market. So does that even matter? The financial ledger. Onyx is a modular blockchain that seems very cutting edge to me, designed for financial grade applications, offering near instant confirmation and low fees. So they're fast and cutting edge tech designed for financial grade applications. So they're not going after retail. They're not interested in, catering to retail. They're here for, your institutions and stuff like that. Big money. Makes sense. Onyx Coin is an Ethereum ERC20 decentralized digital asset that operates as a utility gas and governance token of Onyx. Its ecosystem, you have Onyx AI, a real-time blockchain agent that autonomously performs on-chain tasks and activity. That actually sounds pretty cool. You got bridges, not going to spend a lot of time on that. Tools, Third Web offers tools and frameworks to build to easily build, deploy, and manage dApps on Onyx. I'm not sure why you would want to specifically build on Onyx, but it must be difficult as a developer because there are so many places to build right now. It's kind of crazy. So digital assets. Onyx is a fully decentralized digital asset that operates across multiple blockchain networks. Onyx DAO, decentralized governance. Anytime you see a DAO, governance. XCN staking, secure Onyx. So you got staking, you got governance. It's very financial. Instant finality. This thing sounds pretty cutting edge, though. It does sound really cool. High throughput, low fees. That's what you want to hear. Dual layer architecture, a unified protocol combining a public ledger for open tokenization with a private mesh layer for enterprise smart contracts and compliance. I think that's a good combination of both worlds. Developer ready API and cross-chain ready. Okay. Latest news. You can get it on Robinhood. I mean, most of us regulars don't really care about that. But for the newcomers coming in, they're going to be using Robinhood. They're going to be running those Robinhood apps. I bought my first crypto on Robinhood a long time ago. To be fair, I was trading stocks after that big global thing that happened that crushed pretty much all global markets, if you catch what I'm saying. I was using Robinhood to trade some stocks because it was being advertised as a good place to buy and sell stocks easily. And then, of course, I've told the story many times. I bought a little bit, 220, maybe somewhere between $220 and $250 of some Dogecoin at 0.002. And I was like, I don't really know about this. Boy, I wish I would have put if I would have put all of my winnings from, buying at the bottom of that, global event, and man, would I have been up? I'm probably a millionaire, if not multimillionaire. Anyways, I digress. That's how I got into crypto. I saw that money move and I thought, where has this been my entire life? And I got so excited that I forgot to take profits. And I'm still here holding my Dogecoin from 0.002. Anybody else got a story like that? It says, haha, Circle was bought by Ripple. Was Circle really bought by Ripple? I think that's true. I don't know why that slipped my mind, but I definitely think that's true. And when we come to the top gainers, top losers, man, there is so many projects that we could go over. It's crazy. Songbird, I own I don't even know, $5 worth of Songbird that's, I don't know, was originally probably like $15 on Uphold. Pretty funny. George plays Clash Royale. Is that thing coming back? Volume is pretty minimal. I kind of want to take a look at this. Do you remember we used to have somebody come in the chat like every day and try to, you know, shill us this George plays Clash Royale? I don't even know. I'm not even going to say that it's like a bad project because I really don't know. I don't know what the setup was. I just wasn't really interested in a coin about a crypto influencer playing a game that anybody could easily download on their phone, right? It's kind of crazy. But if he got people, I'm just going to say this though. If he got people to watch him play Clash Royale, he was winning. And then he probably had like, you know, affiliate links and all kinds of stuff with him. All right, I see you, George. George has put in a lot of work. I don't follow him. I don't really know his content or anything. I'm not saying anything about his character. I really have no idea because out of all the people I watch, he's just really not one of them that I guess was interested to watch. But just because it wasn't for me doesn't mean, you know, he was bad or anything like that. Anyways, I digress. Looks like this thing, it came out September 26th, 2025. What am I on? I'm not on price. Its price was 0.005. Immediately hit a high of like 0.07. It's a big increase. But and then it fell down and went up again, and then it's just trickled down, and it's just now looks like it's kind of bottomed out very close to this 0.019. We got 0.015, very close to that previous bottom. Maybe it's starting to dig itself out. Maybe it's just kind of, you know, the wind lifts all sails kind of thing is starting to get a move just because it was hot at one point. People are speculating, hey, how about some Clanker? It's called Token Bot, and I don't say that much, but we usually just call it Clanker. This thing, I have got to say, has got the tokenomics to do something. I don't remember when I bought it now. Remember we were playing some slots and I won, I don't know, $45 or something off of free money that they give you over on Stake. And so I used it to buy me a free bag of Clanker. I don't remember what the price of Clanker was when I bought it. I had it written down. I could flip through my notes, but it's not really worth it. I'm just glad to see it getting that pump again. It only has 1 million in max supply. I don't know why. I don't know about you. Circulating supply is less than 1 million. That gets me so freaking bullish. Tokenomics get me bullish because that is what really moves the needle when it comes to price go up. And you got to think, right? Look at where it came out at. Let's say 77 cents. That's where the max chart is measuring its percentage of gains, right? It's measuring from 0.77, so 77 cents, almost 78 cents, to where it is now at $42. As a 5,313% increase. It's not counting these highs, right, at $128. And the market cap is tiny. It's tiny. 41.2 million. I do love that they had integration with Monad. I don't see a Monad contract, just a base contract, but base is great. If you go to their website and we run to ecosystem, it is a launch pad. For anybody who doesn't know what Clanker is, it's a launch pad, which Pump.Fun has done really well. So why can't Clanker do some numbers? Here, we haven't done this in a while. I think this is fun, right? Let's go to the coin perspective. And let's compare Clanker and we got to try to get the right one because I don't know why we have so many different ones here, but it's, holy crap, there's a lot of different. Clanker Mon, Clanker this, Clanker that. Let's see if we can get the right one here. It says total supply 100 million. No, that's not the right one. Let's see, maybe trading bot. Nope, that's not a ticker, huh? Let's see if we can find the right one. I remember having this issue before. Let's go to the second one here. That's the circulating supply, 89 billion. So that's not it. I remember I did eventually find it. It's kind of frustrating, honestly. Where are we at? Did it not even register that I clicked anything in? How was it automatically on pump.fun though? That's wild. Okay, maybe I need to come over here and search it this way. Ah, this is it, token bot. Okay, cool. I don't know if it just heard me or what. So pump.fun market cap of 1.4 billion. So you'd have a 33x. And I'm going to be honest, 1.4 billion is really, for what it is pretty big, but it's not crazy big. Pump.fun is obviously, I think, the biggest launch pad for memes in all of crypto. I think that's fair to say. A 33x to 1.4 billion, which would give you a price. What would that make Clanker? That would make Clanker $1,450. So $1,454. From $44 we are, even if I just owned one or two, that's great. That's a great return. That's great money. Now, I think you should probably be a little bit more chill on that. And let's just say, what would it be on a 10x? A 10x would be $421 with only a market cap of 416, right? That would be a 10x. That's an easy one to do. 20x from here would be 832 million. So if it gets close to $1 billion, you're way up. For $44, $34, $50, I think $150 play for, you know, the win of hundreds of dollars, I think is worth a shot. But everybody do what you want to do, is not financial advice. So anyways, that's my breakdown of Clanker. Very bullish on Clanker just because of the tokenomics, really. I hope that they can deliver on the other side of things. Let's hop back over to our deep dive here. So we were rolling into part 2. Now we're talking a little bit about, you know, some narratives that you would probably know. This is called case studies and patterns. So XRP as a narrative survivor. Payments remain slow, expensive, and fragmented globally. You're talking about the old legacy system, right? That problem never went away. As long as cross-border payments are inefficient, the XRP narrative remains relevant. That's the thing about XRP. You can love it, you can hate it, you can say all the people who think it's going to take over the SWIFT system are a bunch of idiots, but the truth of the matter is that cross-border payments are inefficient and way more expensive than you probably think they are, because we're not moving millions of dollars around the world. But if you were through the traditional system, man, you're going to pay. A good TA, Mr. Underground, very good. You earned from the best. Absolutely, shout out the lifer. The crypto lifer. He is the TA guy. So RWAs are returning narratives. So we're just going through different narratives, right? Tokenization was discussed years ago, but infrastructure wasn't ready. Now custody has improved, compliance has improved, institutions showed interest in the narrative return because conditions changed. And I think in 2026 that RWA will be a strong narrative, assuming that we continue to be bullish in crypto, right? AI in crypto. AI narratives appear speculative, but the underlying need is real. Data verification, automation, and coordination. The hype cycle around the real problem, not the other way around. I'm going to read that again. So AI in crypto as a narrative. AI narratives appear speculative, but the underlying need is real. Right? It's not just hype. Data verification, automation, and coordination are something that crypto needs drastically. The hype cycle around the real problem, not the other way around. So the hype is around the cycle, not just the real problem. You get it? You picking up what I'm putting down? Gaming narratives. Gaming narratives return when user face improves, infrastructure lowers friction, and monetization models evolve. Play to earn needs to evolve. The idea stays alive even when early implementations fail. A lot of people are trying to be first in this market, but they just didn't have the right equation to make it work. But gaming is already huge, right? So just gaming in general is already going to be huge. At some point, they're going to put something together and it's going to nail it and it's going to be huge. Why price is a terrible narrative filter. Price measures speculation, not relevance. It's a simple sentence, guys, but man, is it a big thing to understand. Price is only about emotion, speculation, how people feel. not relevance of the long-term project or the narrative. Narratives persist because problems persist, users persist, builders persist. Price follows infrastructure, not the other way around. It just takes a long time, right? The core pattern, narratives that survive, map to real-world problems, align with long-term infrastructure, outlive market cycles. Crypto history is less about innovation and more about timing. Now, what we just went over, I'm sure to everybody seemed probably painfully simple. But I think that sometimes we get a little bit too moved in every direction by everything that's going on in crypto at the speed that it's going on in crypto. And sometimes we don't buckle down to the basics and really remember these things when we're looking at what we should be speculating on. And I'm not telling you what to speculate. I'm just telling you to think about it, right? Pick things that maybe have some real underlying value to them as a problem that needs to be solved. And those things will probably survive time after time. Blues Guy says, shout out to Melissa, Bankroll, and Camsta Underground. Much love. Thank you, man, for sending another super chat. You are the kindest. I really appreciate you, man. You're the best. Thank you for being here as always. And shout out to Melissa. Hopefully when she, if she rewatches this, she'll know we were thinking about her and that she's important to us. Understanding narratives means understanding why capital moves, why ecosystems form, and why certain names never disappear. This series is about decoding those patterns. So here's what I want you guys to understand right now. Let's bring the energy back up. Let me tell you something. This was just an introduction to the series that we're doing. That is why it seemed incredibly simple and basic, so everybody could understand it. Maybe I need to put these a little earlier in the show, because by the end of the show, sometimes we don't have as many people. It gets late. It's understandable. Maybe if I throw it at the beginning of the show, people won't stick around. I don't know. But this is going to build and compound over, week to week to week, day to day to day, I should say. Because tomorrow we're going to follow up with the next implementation, the next episode, if you will, of this series. And I really like where it was going. Yes, I'm just going to collect these real quick as we're kind of mining some BNB here. And so, yeah, we're going to keep going with that. And I like to start very vague, very big, very basic. And then we're going to dwindle it in, right? Camsta, if you got in SHIB trade when I told you you'd be up right now, you'd be up huge right now. All right. Well, as we dwindle down here, let's actually go take a look at a few things. Let me pull up my trading view. There's a few coins that I kind of want to look at. And if you're in the chat and there's something you want me to look at, Bankroll, Camsta, Blues Guy, whoever, let me know. Let me know if there's something you want me to look at. I'm really just hanging out and interested in looking at stuff myself. There's a few things I want to look at. One thing is I got an alert from Mexi Global that they are delisting TMAI, which was Token Metrics, like AI coin. Really sad to see that. I'm trying to figure out, because Token Metrics is a good project that a lot of people pay for and they make money and they have great calls. Like, why did their AI bot project do so terribly? I really don't understand it. It's kind of weird to me. And I don't understand why Token Metrics would need to rug us, because Token Metrics has already made a ton of money for themselves. That's what made him so popular. That's what made him, people trust him and everything to begin with, because he turned a very small amount of money into a lot of money in a very coordinated way. And then he put together AI algorithms that he was using, and he basically uses that to scan the market, and you can buy access to it. It's genius. I don't know when they're going to stop making money, but I don't think it'll be anytime soon. I don't understand why a project like Token Metrics doesn't just take a couple $100,000 here and there and throw it in their coin just to give it relevancy and show everybody that they're serious about it. I don't know. They're just letting the market decide. Anyways, I digress. Let's go take a look at Shiba, shall we? I'll do this. I'll move this NPC one around. So let's take a look at SHIB. I'm feeling the motion here. I think I'm probably going to start kind of trading myself a little bit. Look at SHIB chart quick. Yep, I'm on it. Let's see. Where do I want to look at it? We'll just look at it on Coinbase. That has great, data? I don't know what I was trying to say there. Well, I see, I don't know when I drew this. Wasn't any time recently, but I put this level here and look how it bounced off of it. Oh man, look at this. This is something that, here's one thing that I noticed that's kind of weird. When you see a pattern, all of a sudden the pattern will be everywhere and everything will be making that pattern. What is that? Inverted head and shoulder. You guessed it. All right, so what's the measured move? And we move it to the neckline. It's not a crazy ginormous move, but I would say there's a chance it's even cups and handles for a much bigger move here. But that looks like it'd take you so many zeros, right? 973. Or a better way to put it would be, where's my price range? From where our price is, it's got like another 2.5% on some leverage that could do you pretty good. And yeah, inverted head and shoulder right there. That thing has been playing out over and over. On Bitcoin, all I've been doing is playing, in the demo account, just been playing the inverted head and shoulders on the 15-minute for the most part. That's been about it. And you'll see how TA plays out. Look at this head and shoulder right here. Bang. Put that down here. Bang. You almost hit that measured move. I would probably move that measured move a little tight. Yeah, you were really close to that measured move. You probably would have hit it if it wasn't for the 200. Look how the 200 held you up there. The 200 is amazing. The 21 is amazing. Let's see. I guess another thing you might be able to say here was like some flag action and you already broke out. I don't exactly know how you're supposed to take the measured move because I wouldn't make the flag look like this. I don't know. That doesn't make the most sense to me, but let's just hypothetically say that was the case. My TA always does need a little bit of work. That would give you a much bigger move. We're on the 15. Maybe we can come to the hour. Oh, look what you got on the hour. Yes, miniaturizing patterns over and over. Exactly. Like the lifer always says, you know, the market makers start doing something and then they give it away. That's a cup and handle all day. And that measured move that I just gave you would have been more of the measured move of this little like kind of sideways. I call it like a slanted cup and handle. But yeah, there you go. And so shit looks like it has a really big move. It makes a lot of sense to me. You'd hide your stop loss. If you wanted a deep stop loss, I tend to like a deep stop loss. Put it like, I'd put it down here under this personally, because by the time this price action moves around, that 200 is very easily going to come up above that to where the 200 could kind of protect you. Now it'd probably be much more elongated, right? But regardless, unless you have a flash crash type of scenario, down here looks great. And you could put it, if you want closer, if you want like, you know, less risk to lose. But see, here's the thing. If you put it like more here, it's less risk to lose. But if they want to flash quit, grab liquidity, that's where they're going. And that's where you're probably putting your stop because you are in fear or you're in greed. I mean, fear or greed would both make you put your stop loss there, right? So let's go look at this thing on the daily. Wow, huge pump. Here's one thing you gotta say. Look how far away you are on the daily. And this makes me actually want to go look at Bitcoin on the daily with the 21, because are we crazy far? No. Oh, this is the 3-day. Let's go to the 1-day. We are a little bit far away on the daily. Now, if we're going into extremely bullish times, like end of rally type stuff, like this is just the end of the rally, we're not going to pump all year, and this is just like a big pump that we get at the end of the year because, I don't know, if they finally felt like being nice to us and stopped crushing everybody's hopes and dreams, then maybe we don't really do much. Really on the daily, I feel like if the lifer was here, he'd do something like draw you a nice flag, right? From there, or you could even say from here. And he would say probably let this flag out, let the 21 come back. We need to cool off for a week or two or a week. So who knows? Maybe temper expectations over this next week. Remember, everything does seem to follow Bitcoin. I'm not saying there won't be pumps in the altcoins. If this flag filled out on the daily, even jump to like say the 8 hour. Yeah, if you could kind of go sideways and mostly hold this 200 on the 8 hour or say the 4 hour, that would be really positive for altcoin accumulation and pumps. And that would, I think, be the best case scenario versus everything dumping in your face. That's the other side of it, right? Blues guy says no stop loss, bro. Too volatile. Easy pump scalp. Money riding those waves. Stop loss break even. 1 minute pump. Huh. Well, you said no stop loss, but then you said stop loss break even. You a great chart, my boy. Bubble boy. That's hilarious. Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'm not really sure because you said no stop loss, but then you said stop loss at break even. So you're not putting a stop loss initially. And then when you hit break even, then you're putting a stop loss. It's not, if you're on it, that's maybe not the worst strategy. And I'm with you, man. There was a time where I was not using a stop loss at all because I swear I'd put the stop loss in and like 30 seconds later they would just wick it and hit it. I think some of that was honestly the environment of crypto at that point. Kind of made it be like that, if you will. So where are we going from here? Anybody have anything else they want me to look at? Bankroll, are you still in the building? Camsta, did you go to bed? How are we doing? I'm surprised Melissa hasn't got off of work and made it in yet. She said she'll listen to it on her way home a lot of the time. 158%. I just closed C wave. Hey, I don't doubt you, man. I get it. I get what you're doing. I do for sure. You're scalping on high leverage, and there's nothing against that. I don't have anything against that. Blues guy, tell me what exactly, this would be interesting, what exactly is the setup that like you're looking for, right, for your entry? Are you doing the flag, touching the 21 above the 200? Are you pattern trading very specifically? Are you doing a combination of all those things? Are you just taking advantage of how like extremely bullish we are for altcoins right now? Like what's the vibe? What you doing? What's your strat? You combining multiple strats? Like what is it? Yeah, no stop loss when you see it will pump. Then when it pumps, stop loss where you don't lose, and then ride it. That's a great strategy so long as it doesn't dump on you. And that's the one thing. This is blues guy. Please hear me, because this is where I don't know how to stress how important this is. Try not to make this mistake. This is what would happen to me as a trader. I'd be crushing it like you are, 100x leverage or more. I would open up positions, no stop loss, with a big amount of money in my account. With I'd have like $8,000 in my account, say $300-400, 100x leverage or more. Cross. So like my liquidations were incredibly low because I had so much margin and stuff. And so basically, I thought I was mostly invincible. I made the most money I had ever made trading in a week. It was a little over $2,000. It was fantastic. But the market sentiment shifted. It changed, right? And we've been riding up right now. I don't know how much higher it's going to go, but we are up. There's case for a pullback. If that pullback starts and you're rocking with no stop loss and you don't hit here's what happens is you think you get out when you just are down a good bit. But what will happen is you won't. Now, I think you're in isolated. I don't think that you are in cross. But here's what I'm really trying to say. When the market changes, be watching BTC on, the 1 minute, 5 minute, 15, 30 minute, hour for them 200 MAs. You lose the 1 minute 200 MA for Bitcoin. That's not necessarily a cause to jump out. You lose the 5 minute. Okay, getting a little more dicey, but maybe not the cause to jump out. You lose that 15 minute though. Don't expect your trades to turn around and bounce. Almost always they're going to hunt on a much bigger time frame and they're going to swallow you up. I've had liquidation prices that I thought were dang near impossible to hit. You're talking about Bitcoin $20,000 lower than where it is, and a month later there we were. So just be careful. And I say this so strongly, Blues Guy, because this is what's gotten me several times. when I was actually doing amazing, and I thought, man, I can't mess this up. This is bulletproof. This is too easy, you know? Be careful. All right. Uptrend and wave within it. No, I got this. Only when it's on an uptrend within the wave. As soon as it breaks structure, I stop. Okay. It's a hard thing to do when you've been cranking out money, but I really hope that you're able to identify and execute well. I believe in you, man. Don't get me wrong. I believe in you. I know about the market sentiment. I see pullback. My longs are not that high first. Then I add to it. I got this. I see the pullback. Now my trading will stop. Cool. Hey, if you pay attention to those 200 moving averages, if you, I changed and I didn't move you guys. Anyways, if you pay attention to those 200 moving averages for Bitcoin, I think you'll be all right. What I see here, and I just see this a lot. When that distance comes in, hey, can we backtrack a little bit? Let's backtrack. It's been so long since we've been in any kind of bullish sentiment, though, that it's like, I don't know when to go to. We'd have to go back a long time ago. Yeah, it's just been so long since we've been overly bullish. Look at this one. This is a good one, right? So this is when we pumped from like 108 to 126, basically. This is a perfect example of what I'm saying right here. It was just like up, bounce, flag, up, flag, touch 21, wedge, touch 21, wedge. Even dipped lower, but it recovered and this, and then all of a sudden the pumps were less, and then bam, breakdown, pump back up. That would have been a great time to get out right there. And then you crossed that 1 hour 200. Look at it. You crossed that 1 hour 200, and I mean, look at it. You went from 121,724 roughly to 101,600. Look at that wick. Look at that thing. This is what happens. And where was all your liquidity? All your liquidity was down here. Everybody who was getting in on all of these longs had their liquidity down here. And I mean, some of those people probably had deep stop losses. Like, you know, they're pumped up to say 123,000 and they got stop losses down at like 104. It's $20,000. They think, man, surely I'll notice if the sentiment changes. Surely I'll know to get out. That was so fast. I mean, what was that? We're on the hour. So you went from 121,000 to 101,500 in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hours. 9 hours. That's enough. You could have went to work and came back and been washed. This is really what I was trying to say. What I think is taking advantage of these extremely bullish moments, paying attention heavily to that 200 MA on like the 15 in the 1 hour. 15 if you want to be really proactive, 1 hour like if it crosses that 1 hour, like you got to make the move no matter if you've taken a loss, right? All right. And Blues Guy, that was for anybody and everybody. I'm not trying to like come at you, but I the reason why I'm so strong is because it's got me a couple of times and it was big. Bro, I learned my lesson, trust me. Mindfulness of 200 MA, bro, and structure. Okay, time to close trades. Pullback might be I don't take risks. There you go, man. Hey, well, I enjoy hanging out with all of you. Where do we go from here? Anybody want to play some Clanker or anything like that? Some Clanker. I wish Clanker was a game. No, anybody want to play some Panzer Dogs? Have we already gone too long in the stream? Is everybody ready to pass out as it is coming up on 11 o'clock? We've been streaming for, let's check OBS, 2 hours and 22 minutes. It was a good one tonight. I was fired up. I feel like I brought the energy. I feel like I did my due diligence. I feel like we had a great stream in the beginning of the stream. We really ran that chat up. The people showed up. It pulled a lot of people in. I think we were up to like 17 people. Bro, don't worry. I'm not sensitive. Hey, I know you're not, man. I've talked to you enough over the phone and voice chat and stuff. I know you're good, man. And like I'm saying it to you because you're right in that spot. But I'm also kind of saying that to everybody, right? Bankroll, even Cam stuff, they were here. I don't think they're here anymore. But that's okay. We do be streaming a long time. The lifer streams are always 2 hours, right? But they're earlier in the day. In 5. Yeah, let's play in 5. Perfect. Don't nobody go nowhere. We are transitioning into the underground crypto hangout part of the stream. We'll be playing some games. I need to move my screen so that you can see what I see. This is what we're going to be getting into a little bit. If anybody knows any games that we could be playing, let me know. I am been chugging too many drinks over here. Going to take a leak, and then we'll be back for the underground crypto hangout part of the stream. All right, I am back and ready to go. I'm going to invite Blues Guy, although I think he's going to be a little bit of a minute here. Go ahead and hop over to Maddle, and I will just pause this and jump back over as soon as he tells me he is back. I'm sure people thought the stream were over, so they disappeared on me. It's all good. It's all good. It's a long stream, guys. I feel you. But man, it is just so nice for crypto to be finally doing something. But with the year we just had in 2025, it's like I'm apprehensive to really believe that we're going to keep this going. I don't know how long this is going to keep going for us. It does really feel like we need sideways action if we're really bullish, but some pullback if we're slightly less bullish, but just not a big give it all back event, right? We just don't want to give it all back when we just started to get a little bit of optimism, of some hope, of some bullishness in the market. It would be a shame to go give it all back right now. But we'll see. We'll see what this week holds. I keep saying next week like it's like Friday or something like that. It is Monday. So we'll see what this week holds. Win airdrop, Maddle. Win airdrop. This thing is still tiny. I'm thinking that this thing is never really going to deliver all that much, but I've just kind of got used to playing it every day for a round or so. So, I mean, it's kind of fun. Our Panzer Dogs is a much funner game. Oh, man, I'm about to die. Wow, just barely hanging in there. What do we want? I guess grenades. We'll use grenades since they didn't really give me any good options. Let's get some health. Stack it up. Open all the boxes that we can find. Ooh, they're not going to let me get to that one, huh? Bang. I clicked the wrong thing. I should have used the potion, the health potion, and then collected the other one and kept my supply full. Man, those foxes hit hard. If you run into those foxes, purple foxes, they do big damage. And I'm still super slow. Need a speed upgrade, that's for sure. That gave me a lot of XP. Trying to work my way in there. Oh, we got the first boss already? Man. Alright, do we get more grenades? Cool, let him go off into the distance. Maybe we could speed. That's what we need. Alright, got a little bit of speed. We might actually be able to do something here. Oh, he says he's ready. Hold on one second, I'm coming. Just need to get to a spot where I can pause this. Cool, now it's paused. Let's hop over. It says Blues Guy join, but I don't see him. It says he disconnected. Let's refresh the page here. All right, we got that invite cooking. Got to at least play as many games as they give me that bonus on the scrap, right? I don't know why, but streaming makes me so hungry. As soon as I'm done with the streams, I'm like starving. I could go all day without eating, working out, running around, errands, all that. The minute, right? The moment I do a 3-hour stream, then all of a sudden I'm hungry. It's the weirdest thing. Who would have thought? And shout out to who's still here, man. Throw something in the chat and let me know that you're here. I want to know who's still with us. Did you fall asleep with the stream on? If you did, shout out to you for keeping the stream up and not closing it, because that greatly helps me in the channel. And Blues Guy, I will be probably putting that video together. I already kind of know a couple of projects that I'd like to sick you on, because you're a real undergrounder, man. You do your good due diligence, deep diving and stuff like that. You really do. And I would love to crank out video after video after video, but I got to pay the bills too. I got a whole other business. As soon as I start making more money from this, you guys are gonna see content like crazy. I'm already turning it back up though. I'm already making sure I get a reel out every day. The reel's only purpose is like bringing in subscribers, right? Getting shown to some audience. It's really nice. I don't know when I'm gonna put it out. If Tuesday is, I think Wednesday is actually one of the best days to put out a crypto video. So I might hold it off till Wednesday. Oh, definitely should have got him. Plus, then I could also, like, I think I could do a lot more, like, just random gaming streams and stuff like that. You know, if I didn't have so many other things I had to worry about. It would be really nice. Ooh, there we go. Good job, Blues Guy. That follow-up, he was getting a little far away from me as far as hitting him goes. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, the triple hit. Nailing him. There must be no lag, because I notice when there's no lag, I could put 3 shots on somebody, no problem. I wish our teammate would, like, get some health. That would be smart. Not going to do much with 400 health here. Nice. Well done, Blues guy. 10-2. Says, sweet, I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Hey, no, thank you. Appreciate you helping me get a little bit more cranked out on the channel. Promise to reward you in any way, shape it can as soon as we have those abilities. All right, let's run the next one. I want to play till at least they stop giving me the scrap bonus. You notice that for like the first 4, 5, 6 games you play, they give you a bonus on all the scrap that you earn. And then once they kind of stop giving you the bonus on the scrap that you earn, that it's kind of like it takes you a lot longer to like be able to open a box. You almost can open a box like every 2 to 3 games. When you're getting the bonus, that is. All right. Ooh. Almost got hit by that. Got him. Was that first blood? Nice. That far into the game, it's hard to believe that it was going to be first blood. Blues guy got him. He cooked. Great job. Let's see. Here, I'll help you fight that guy. I think we're starting to get a little bit of lag there. Man, I always get him down so low. Nice. Well played. Got one. It's 6-0. We gonna get a perfect game? Ah, come on. Bang, got him. Nice. So glad he didn't grab that. Did you cook him? All right. 8-0. Looks like we might get a perfect game here. Oh, no, wait. You didn't get him. He's still out here. Wow, 10 health, and he runs away on me. Hiya. All right, 10-0. We got a perfect game. Nice. I love those perfect games. I feel like they give you more. Give you more when you get those perfect games. Top dog goes to Blues guy with 6 kills. Well done, well done. Yeah, see, scrap collected 4x bonus. I don't know what they're 4xing. I don't think they're 4xing. Does it say how much scrap you got? No, it just tells you in the final. I don't know what they 4x there. All right, already can open a box. Let's run it, though. Maybe get a couple boxes to open simultaneously. I'm not going to open any boxes until we're not getting the bonus on scrap anymore. Let's see how many we can open. Probably 2, 2.5. This pulse, though, it is so good for this grass. It works so well for the grass. First blood. Looks like all 3 of us got it for first blood. Oh, he running away. Smashed him. Come in with that flamethrower. Just absolutely annihilate him. That worked out well. Yo, those chat pop-ups, though, when you kill people, the quip, it kind of gets in the way. Can't see nothing. Man, the flamethrower range is so whack. I gotta say that. Like, the range on the flamethrower is super whack. He picked up that health. Still just steady tagging him, though. 13. I think we hit him at the exact same time. That was pretty cool. All right, let me get that. I love how the lightning ball kind of gives them away. Kind of shows where they are in the grass. Go get that health, Blues. You got that. Oh, man, don't let him get that flamethrower. Don't. Oof. Cooking him. I don't know. It must have lagged. I don't know how he got that flamethrower in front of me. I was clearly ahead of him. Let my shots load up before I let him ring out. Cooking. Oh, wow. He gained on me. I'm pretty sure if you hit spacebar, you have like a little boost. Oh, you wouldn't. You're on mobile, so I guess you wouldn't be using spacebar here. I need to put this into full screen mode, don't I? Oh, top dog got 5 kills. Nice. Still getting the scrap bonus. Let's go home. And let's put this thing in full mode, full screen. Nice. Just waiting for Blues guy to ready up. Maybe he's opening a package or something, getting some new gear. Boy, that tank looks pretty swift. I always forget that I have the speed boost. I think I have a speed boost. I don't even know. Oh, there he is. He's ready. You got him, Blues guy. Wow. I can't believe it sometimes. Only when they get to like less than 50 health can all of a sudden I can't hit them. Like I put 8 shots on them, you know? And then they get to 50 health and all of a sudden nothing will connect. It just like goes right through them. Gets all laggy out of nowhere. Got him. Just got to be a little bit more patient with those shots. Take my time just a little bit more. Nice double kill. Let me go re-up on this health. If you get that rocket, it's big damage, but you got 1 shot, right? Oh, let me come around and see if I can't. You got him. Nice. 10-3. That was a good game. See, are we still getting the bonus on the scrap? Let's see. Top dog, Blues guy. Good job. Still getting the bonus on the scrap, so we'll keep playing. Not quite to 2K scrap yet. So can't open 2 drops yet. All right. We got the laser. Oh, I hit him with that laser twice, and they didn't give me credit for like any of them. It's kind of crazy. Oh my goodness. Take him out, Blues guy. Got him. That tree was in my way. All right, got him. His tank is super slow. Thought my tank was slow. His tank's very slow. Tagging him. He retreating. He going back to his base. Got him. All right, 10-2. Another good round. Let's see. Are we still getting the bonus on our scrap? Just barely got top dog. Top damage, 1.2 mil. Nice. I didn't see. Did we get the bonus on the scrap? Can always look at the replay over here. Yes, we still got the bonus, so we'll keep going. Yeah, we strong when we a group for sure. All right, it looks like our sound has been killed. We got to get that. Got to get that sound playing again, even if it costs me 2 seconds there. All right, music should be incoming. If you notice the music's not playing, let me know. Oof, caught him. Yeah, that was some good teamwork right there. Bang! Annihilated him. Grab that health. Kept him from grabbing the health. That seems like a good play. Bang. Oh, don't try to steal that ahead of me. Dang bots. And then he shot it to nowhere land. He didn't deserve that. He didn't use that right. But we're all a noob at some point, right? Come on now. How can I miss him when I'm standing right in front of him? Crazy. Bang. Love how they always know where to stop, like right before my shots. It's kind of crazy. It's a conspiracy. Bang. Got him with that. Gotta choose your angles wisely. Nice. Got another one. Got another rocket. Let's make it count. Bang. Oh, wow. I got like all 3 of them with that. That was nice. Bang. Got another one. And we got to 12 kills. We strong when we stay in a group. Yeah, we really do. We kind of picking up each other's, you know, in between shots. Okay, that was the first time I didn't get bonus scrap. So that time I only got 107 scrap. So normally, I guess you'd get more like 107 scrap. And look, I called it at 2.5, 2.48. There you go. That was pretty dang close. Let's go to the shop. Here, I'll play another one real quick. Shout out to anybody rolling in. Drop some in the chat. Let us know you're here. This is the Underground Crypto Hangout part of our show. We've been through a whole live stream. We have done so much. From keeping up with everything that was trending, crypto, exploring coins that haven't even generated tokens yet, our IQ raising event of the day where we go over specific topics in crypto. We are transitioning to more of a series. And then at the end of all that, you know, we did some TA, we did some demo trading. We'll wait to see if that hits. And then from there, we go into the more relaxed part of the show where we play some DeFi games. We love DeFi gaming over here on the Underground Crypto channel. We're always looking for a fun game that we might make $1 out of, as I do believe that is the future of gaming. Ooh, Blues guy, get you some health, man. Get you some health. I guess you just did get you some health, huh? Let's see. Can we light him up? Come on. I seen him hiding in the bushes. Cooked him. This game is fun because this game is really about anticipating where your opponent's gonna be. It's not about where they're at. It's about anticipating where they might be. So when you put that shot on point, it's a nice feeling, right? If you can kind of stay outside of their range. Oh, I had his number. He didn't get a single shot on me, and he had that machine gun, which is kind of OP, honestly. Bing. Cooked him. Even saved a couple shots for this guy. Ooh, I was about to cook him too. Melissa says she's home. Hey, we were waiting for you. We made sure we streamed until you got home. How you doing, Melissa? We're at the end of the stream, so a lot of people are probably not here. But me and Blues Guy are great. We recorded we tried to record together a video for the channel, but it wasn't working well because of the audio and the internet. Not enough internet in Canada for everybody. But Blues Guy actually went out of his way and recorded it for us, so I'm gonna put it together. So that was a lot of fun. Great stream. You know, I know it's a lot, but if you want, you can go back and watch the stream. We did cover a lot of stuff. We're switching to not just random daily topics, but a series to build upon each other. So you might even want to look at just what we went over as a topic today. It was very vague in general, just kind of opening the floor for what we'll be getting into for the rest of the week. Nice first blood. Looks like there's a team effort there. Got him. Man, just a little bit too far away. Got him. We're cooking with gas now. Nice. Get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. I don't like any of those brick walls in the way of my shots. I see you hiding. Got him. Let's go hunt this guy down real quick. Got him. Alright, I see the strat. You're going to try to grab that. Got him. Alright, took your teammate out. Recoup some health. And now we're cooking. Let's see. Alright, you guys took care of him. You didn't need me. Bet your teammates are probably leaving at this point, huh? Bang. I was something about Onyx Coin. It looked interesting. We'll rewatch the whole stream. Awesome if you do. Don't feel like obligated to do that. But if you have the time and you want to do that, definitely went over a lot of great stuff. All right, Blues guy, I think that's probably it for me on the Panzer Dogs tonight. We've been running like almost 3 hours. I think we did our due diligence on the stream tonight. Man, I had a lot of fun. I almost wonder if we did our streams earlier, if we'd get a lot more stuff, a lot more people. I just don't know. We used to stream at 8. I'm going to call it at that, Blues guy. Hopefully you hear me. I'm going to finish up my round of this real quick. Oh, I forgot I had the boss out here. Oh, that's not good. It's not good at all. Get my health up. Do my daily quest real quick. Oh, that's not good at all. I really need that chest, though. All right, and I'm like out of health, so let's get those guys out of my way. I don't know if that was really the best use of that thing, but let's go ahead and get some speed, because without speed we're not taking out the final boss without some speed. With some speed I should be able to get one of these boxes, get some health. Oh, that was risky, but I'm kind of glad because I was tired of that. And we'll go to Chainers and we'll grab our last 2 things here. Wonder how much B&B I'm up to. B&B is so like expensive right now that I don't know what I got. Right now I have 0.0015. I don't even know if that's $1 yet, but we'll keep adding. Let's sell. See what we get. Keep collecting. If we could get like $10, that would be pretty good. You guys have a great night. Just fine. Yeah, but it was fun. You doing fine? Hey, Blues guy's been over there crushing it with the trades, so I'm sure he is doing A-okay. Wait, it didn't work? Come on now. I feel like I missed something tonight, but I don't know what it would be. Let's go to the city map. Let's go to missions. Let's claim that reward. Let's see. We got some gems. I don't know anything about Immutable X gems, but I've gotten quite a few of them. I don't know what they do. Got that daily reward. We need to grab that. Seems like unless you drop some money, it's a slow grind here on this game. Very slow grind. Oh wow, we have some things coming soon. I look forward to seeing this thing innovate. And let's see if we can get back here and actually sell those things. I think it just needed a nice reload. All sell. He should trade for the whole group. Hey man, Bankroll and Blues guy together on his days off would be a pretty powerful team in that tab that we created for Bankroll. Maybe we could rename it if you guys are in there hustling all the time. Maybe Blues guy, you consider maybe when you see a trade and you think it looks juicy, you're about to take it, screenshot it or something and throw it in Bankroll's tab. Or we do have a community charts You know, you could kind of take over community charts. I could rename it. Whatever you want to do, man. But if you have the thought to do that, that would be really cool. I am, my dear. I'm doing fantastic. It's another wonderful day in crypto that we are like actually up. All right. As simple as this game is, it's a little farming game. It's kind of fun. I've been enjoying it. I want to see them innovate. Here's the thing I don't want to see. This is the red flag to all of these games. You come over to where you buy stuff. If you start seeing the price of this stuff fall drastically, like what was $50 is all of a sudden like $30, and they're not running like a deal or a special, you know something's going drastically wrong. I want to see these prices stay high. Let me be honest. I want to see this animal bundle stay $100, like that kind of stuff. And you can actually buy quite a few things to get ahead in this game. As long as it's inflation, right? As soon as you see these prices start dropping, inflation has got the project, and it's usually straight to the ground from there. Yeah, they're killing it. I can send my entries if you like, Melissa. No, if you want, at Blues. Blues guy says I don't want to do that. Okay, it was just a thought. No worries. Go ahead and get rid of that. Refresh this. Open our quests. And then I will be hopping off. Thanks for being here. It was a great stream. We've been streaming for 2 hours and 59 minutes. We're gonna let that thing run to 3 hours just so we get that accomplishment. It's Bankroll. Leave it to him. Hey man, there really is room. Bankroll's doing his thing. You're doing your thing. There's plenty of room. But if you don't want to do it, no stress, man. Don't worry about it. You're doing plenty. I appreciate you. And thank you for the super chat, Blues guy. 2 super chats actually. That's awfully nice of you. I hope you super chat and encourages some other people to drop some super chats, because I'm not in it for the money, but it does feel really nice when it happens. He got spirit. Let's keep him that way. There you go. I like your outlook. We'll stick to making some videos together and stuff like that. That'd be really cool. And you mentioned maybe needing a thumbnail for a channel you're going to do and stuff. If you need that kind of thing, hit me up. Let me know. I could probably make you some thumbnails pretty simply. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off, as I'm sure we're over 3 hours now. And, yeah, it was wonderful. It was great. Stay underground, stay crypto. Underground crypto out.